super high, which I need that in my life. I promised the world, and it never happened. So
It's so common.
Yeah.
So common.
Yeah.
You are not alone.
yeah, and goals and everything else.
We
so
have
it's
good
It's good.
intentions.
Yeah, of course we do. Anyway, so
All right, so I'm Naomi Muhammad. As she said, I've been a nurse for the last 20 years, and I am
We
originally.
have our own first aid here.
No. So I'm originally from a town called Kankakee, Illinois, and I've moved to Georgia in 2012. My husband and his partners do real estate investing, so I'm just looking to be, get on up there somewhere.
Okay, let me just make sure I understand. So you would be their agent. So you have built-in clients,
Yes.
ready-made clients.
Yes.
So, okay. Awesome. But we're still going to teach you how to
I want to.
go out
Yeah,
on
I
your
need
own.
to know. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And Tom's story is somewhat similar in that he was already investing and stuff, and now he's going to get the commission.
Yeah.
But he's doing a couple of the deals right now beyond the investing, like selling 2 listings.
I have 2 listings. I picked up a buyer just this past week on a Home Investors Call. They have 2 properties. They want to consolidate into one big house, and kind of lower their monthly expenses.
Got it.
So yeah,
There's all kinds of stuff you can
yeah, and my realtor hat says don't sell to me for this price, but my Home Investors hat, which I'm representing somebody else, says this is the price that I've got to offer because that's what my Home Investors number is. And we started asking some questions afterward. I said, look, I don't think this is going to work for you. And he said, but I can't afford 2 mortgages. So what if I buy this other house and you can buy my house to get me out of this mortgage? I said, yeah, that'll work. And so So I can make money on the Home Investor side on this deal, and I just took a buyer around yesterday and showed him 4 different houses. So, yeah, I'm flying high.
Okay, so the cool thing is, in this class, we have some experience as well as brand new right out of the gate. So, that is awesome if you're willing to share.
Yeah.
So,
And so I didn't go into real estate just to be on my husband's team and work with them.
Thank you for clarifying.
No, absolutely. But there are a few plugs already there, so I'm excited about that. But I do need to learn from the bottom rung of the ladder, and to be able to work my way up. It's nice working in healthcare because I do have lots of people in my circle who are wanting to buy homes, and now that they know that I'm a realtor, they're all like, you got to help. So there are people that I need to learn so that I can help.
Beyond your
Exactly.
husband's group.
I mean, even including physicians at the hospital. So I'm looking to do big things, but I am like Tom. I need that accountability. I'm meeting with Terry on Wednesday, so I'm excited to hear
Good.
her say,
Yeah. She's awesome.
yeah, and I'm gonna hold on to her coattail as tight as I can for a while.
Right.
So,
She is awesome.
is she good?
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm here to learn. Definitely, I'm not here to think I'm about to blow. blow the
Monday's
top off.
9:30 for me is what we decided. So I'm in
Okay.
that coaching office every
Perfect.
Monday.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sets my week up really nicely.
I think Tony comes in on Mondays.
He does. He's 9 and I'm 9:30. So
Oh my goodness. Now, I was focused. Are you still at the restaurant?
I am.
Okay. Did you mention that?
No, so I wait tables at night at a high-end steakhouse called Arnett's. So if you'd like to have a really good steak, come on by and see us.
And it's Brookhaven, right?
It is in Brookhaven. It's on Apple Valley Road, if that helps.
I know
Arnett's
where
Chop
that is.
Shop.
GPS does.
Yeah, clearly.
Right?
Right. My best friend.
Awesome. Okay, Colette.
My name is Colette Devine. I'm here for the second time. I was here in the early 90s working for Racetrack Petroleum in the real estate department.
And when you say here for the second time, you mean in Hot Atlanta?
Yeah, but now I'm in Alpharetta versus Smyrna.
I do too.
Great market up there.
Oh, y'all can,
Yeah, lucky
talk about
trio
the
here.
400.
And how to get here quickly. Let's see. I moved my mom here a couple of years ago. She passed away. I've been taking care of her affairs for the last couple of years. For the last year and a half here at KW, I've been working on a commercial real estate deal, and it's taking forever. So I figure I better start doing residential. And Anyways, I just want to be a sponge and absorb as much as I can from Stacy. You're fabulous. And I'm also coaching with Terry, and she's wonderful.
And what state did you move here from?
Texas.
Texas.
And I'm licensed in Texas.
What part of Texas?
Houston.
Okay.
And so what else is in Texas, y'all? Headquarters of KW
Yeah.
in Austin.
In Austin.
That's where that $3,000 goes to.
Oh, right.
App and share your personal Gmail. Texas.
Oh, Texas Cheese Posies.
I love it.
gmail.com. It's they're cheese straws, but I make them into flowers. And for 25 years, friends have been telling me that I need to market them. So that is kind of on my radar. Get my daughter to be my CEO, and she's a director with Verizon. Sharp as a whip. Anyway, so
She's just a little high on her daughter. Just a little.
extremely
She must be
high.
awesome. Yes, I haven't met her.
She is. She's a
All
good
right.
girl.
Thank you. I just had to get those Texas cheese
Cheese
posies in there.
Yeah.
This woman can bake, I'm telling you. She really can.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Tony.
Some in so we can see.
I know, I was
Yeah. Before Ignite is over, we have to do this.
Well, I brought him into Brad as a Christmas gift, and then Felicia was like, "Oh my God, I gotta have some of those." And then Terry said, "I'd like to try those." And then I gave some to you.
And then I got some.
Now we
They're
all
very
want some.
time-consuming to make because you got to
Yes.
do each one by hand. Plus, I got a little Italian oven that I just moved into not into the oven, but versus having the big oven. So I need
So
to figure
glad
that
you
oven
clarified.
Right,
situation out.
exactly, yeah.
She's a cold-natured woman.
Oh, my goodness.
That's it.
All right, Tony Wilson.
Happy
That's
to
a
be
hard
here.
act to follow. I'm Tony Raspberry Wilson.
Raspberry.
Wait a minute.
Raspberry's my
I love it.
nickname.
I did not
Yeah.
know that. Come on in. If you would grab
Yep.
oh, gosh. Hey, Michael, I'm teaching Ignite.
What is your name?
Kirsten.
Yes.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't miss anything. We're just doing introductions. Okay. Traffic was so much fun.
You can sign in the back if you have it.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna grab one of each sheet.
So this morning, I usually come in 400. It takes me an hour and a half. And this morning, I came.
Okay. Well,
I came
but I'm
in,
glad you
just
gave
all
me a
the
week.
back roads and
I did
Mayor
too.
Road.
All righty.
It took me 45
I'll talk to you
minutes.
soon.
But I don't know if
Okay,
it's because
bye-bye.
of the traffic or.
Okay,
Yeah.
since
I usually
let's
do-
all turn our ringers off.
Let's do that.
Sorry. I met with our instructor for next Monday's class, and he has a closing that was to be Friday, and now it's been pushed to Monday, so he can't teach. But we'll figure it out. Okay, Tony Raspberry Wilson.
Tony Raspberry Wilson. I just moved here in August from Silver Spring, Maryland, where I lived for 34 years. I actually went to high school here and on the south side in College Park at MD Collins. And I went to school with Renee Jemison, if you guys know her at all.
And you
She's
will
an agent here.
before the
Yeah,
class.
she's fantastic.
Dynamite.
And so I moved back and I brought my mom in to live with us. So, I had lost my dad and my sister, so I was like, okay, you're coming with me. So, we
And
live
tell
in
us what
Alpharetta.
you did in the DC
I was a
area.
producer for ABC News for 25 years, and then I took the buyout in 2010 and got my real estate license there. But I thought I just missed news so much, so I went back to news, and I was a senior producer for News One Now with Roland Martin at TV One for a few years. And then after, I lost some family members, I just said I need a change. And so I came back to Atlanta in August and got my real estate license right away. And haven't sold anything yet, but I'm optimistic. I got to meet with
Terry.
Yeah, and so that's my story.
But honey, she made it to the holiday party. So with your mom.
Yeah,
So
with
that
my
was
mom.
great. That was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yes, and hi Anna. Come on in. Hello Randy.
Hello, Stacy.
Do you need me?
What? Just trying to get a head count.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, but there could be some stragglers. Think 15.
I think positive. Okay, we'll think 15.
Absolument. All righty.
Okay.
And we'll introduce Randy to you at that time. Okay. Did I finish what I was gonna? Raspberry, remember the raspberry. ABC News. Now, wait a minute. What about Syracuse? What's the Syracuse connection?
Oh yeah, I was a adjunct instructor for Syracuse University for journalism program. So
Okay, so Tasha, that's, remember I told you there was another professor?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you too, Tasha. Yeah.
Yeah, I teach for Liberty University.
Okay.
Yeah, and a couple others, but right now just Liberty University.
And remind me what you teach?
Mostly leadership and business operation classes. Yeah, marketing. Yeah, that's what my degree is
Hey,
in.
don't diss that, though. We need that. Your classmates are gonna.
Well, yeah, if anybody needs
Yes,
any
ma'am.
advice from a business perspective, please, I'm free.
Exactly. All right, Janet.
I'm
Introduce-
Janet Dickinson. I moved to Atlanta a couple of years ago because I got remarried. Back that up, I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina, and was a real estate agent there from 2005 until I got divorced, and then moved to Beaufort, South Carolina for a couple of years and sold property down there, and then got remarried, moved to Atlanta, and I thought, I'm not going to sell real estate anymore. So it's just too much. I started in a third city, and so I took some time off to become a metalsmith. So I've been taking
The
classes.
earrings. Anna, she made these earrings.
So I have a whole studio at home, and I can make all kinds of great things now, but it's just not enough for me to be sitting in my studio. I'm a people person, and so I decided to get back in real estate. And then I joined another firm last year, but it was not a good fit for me, so I came over here at the end of November, right before Thanksgiving. So I'm here.
So she made it to the holiday party.
I've been to all the parties.
Yeah. We celebrated.
Well, I have two grown daughters that I'm super proud of. My youngest is 25 and she lives in New Delhi, India. And she is a nurse and she is there on a Fulbright scholarship. So I'm very tied into the news right now with everything going on in
Yeah.
the world. And there's been a lot of protests there. We brought her home for Christmas for a week and she's back over there. But there was just a big riot at a school this morning or last night that like these kids broke in and beat a bunch of kids with pipes and
my
26 children. Yeah, 26 college kids. So it's pretty scary. And then my other daughter lives in Los Angeles and she's awesome. We're ready to go see her in a couple weeks. And she's the art director for Reese Witherspoon's company called Hello Sunshine.
Awesome.
So they're as opposite as you can imagine. So, but they're all tiny like me. We're like the three little tiny blondes.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, Anna, why don't you, we'll work our way back to the front.
Yes, so my name is Anna.
I'm sorry. Then why am I saying Anna?
Anna. It's
What do you prefer?
Tomato.
Yeah, tomato, basically. Anna.
Okay. All right.
It makes no difference to
It's a
me.
nice twist.
But I said Barrientos.
There you go.
You did, yes. So I recently joined Keller Williams about a month ago. I came over from Remax, the Alpharetta office. I don't know what else. What other information are we sharing?
Before you went to Remax, what other type of work did you do?
Okay, so I was a part-time.
If it's
nanny.
legal and you can share.
Totally legal. Part-time nanny, and I worked at a physical therapy office as front desk. So it was for 4 years. A lot of great information that I wasn't aware as far as like the body goes and things of that nature.
Mhm.
But that's pretty much it.
All right. Good. Kirsten.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Kirsten.
All right, now get this. Her last name is Nurse.
Yeah, I'm not a nurse.
Love it.
I don't
You
want
are a
to be
nurse.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Just
I'm
not a health
nurse.
provider.
Yes.
So not a nurse. I've been licensed since 2016. So, but I'm just now like really getting into it. I was doing like Airbnbs. I was in grad school, and so Airbnb, and then I was, dabbling in herbalism, which was fun. And now I'm pregnant, so
Congratulations.
And we do.
I was expecting, and I'm
Nice.
due in June. So I was like, okay, well,
Not
I guess I have
happening
to-
during Ignite.
No, not happening.
During-
Like, well, I guess I have to get a little bit, more serious to get my career like grounded. So I decided to join Keller Williams and, and see how I can maneuver in this real estate world. So I'm excited.
Good. Katie?
I'm Katie Melcher. I was licensed in 2017, but working full-time at Coca-Cola. I just quit my career there after 15 years in April. And last year I had a really good year for me, being a new agent. I had 14 transactions that I was part of, not 400, just
Nice.
14.
That's 10 years.
Yeah, so it was really good. I was with Berkshire Hathaway the whole time. I just switched to Keller Williams in December, and I'm very excited about it.
Good luck.
Awesome. We did y'all right? Yes. Okay, Tasha and Emily.
Yes.
So, we'll have name tents by next class. Just get rid of some housekeeping. So, does everybody have a book?
Yes.
Okay. Please open your book because we're going to put a few pages in. At the front, I want you to have this sheet, our MVVBP. You joined Keller Williams for multiple reasons, but one of them I surely hope was for our culture, attitude about how we do business, and our values. So on this page, I'm not going to read it now. Please read it on your own. You will hear a reference to our Y4C2Ts, which is our belief system, win-win, integrity, customers, commitment, communication, creativity, teamwork, trust, and success. I also want to point out our value, God, then family, then business. So never, and any question about, if something's coming up, like with family. For instance, a new agent was going to be here today, and she just found out that her brother's going to be deployed overseas. So she said, I'm going to, I think he's in North Carolina, so she could be with him for a few days, and she's going to take Ignite the next time. So that was a perfect example of, yes, she made a good decision about, timing in terms of what's important. To that point, when you actually have a transaction going, you call on your staff to help you out, and we can get fellow agents, because we're serious about family is more important than business. We're not going to let the client down, but anyway, so I want this in your book. The next one is this, everything you need to know about Ignite. Now, I emailed this to everybody. I have a feeling, I just want to hit some highlights. That to get credit for the class, you have to attend 10 out of the 12 sessions. But there's grace if you miss more than 2, 3, 4, or 5 classes. You can make up during the next Ignite class, and so I just keep track of your attendance here, and you'll get your post-license credit or whatever you're gunning for. So the point that everybody stumbles on is that the 25-hour post-license course does not give you 25 CE credits. I don't know what's wrong with these teachers, but they confuse everybody. You're going to get 9 CE credits. And every post-license course out there in the universe is the same deal. 9 credits, not 25. But anyway, so I cannot tell. So one of y'all will call or email me after your credits are posted and go, I thought I was going to get 25. Happens all the time. Okay. Not so much today, but this room can get chilly. Winter and summer, so do make sure you have a jacket or sweater. I have a open bathroom policy. You can, if you have to go, this is the short shortcut and I try to leave the deadbolt. So if you don't know, a friend will show you. So go if you need to. We're going to go till 2 today because we have a lot of stuff, but normally it's 10 to 1 and there's a break at 11:30 of 10 or so minutes. So, coffee, water, get anything you need. You are always welcome to bring things to eat and drink. I'd rather you not get up to get a coffee refill except for at break, but you're welcome to eat and drink during class. Pretty casual. Casual except that we're still, except for nurses, dressing like we're doing business. And just that, wish we didn't have to, but we have to do an instructor evaluation every day. It's 5 questions, I think. And so when you come to class, plop down your stuff, sign your name in, get the instructor evaluation, and any other handouts. It's on you guys. And if you know you need to miss, I love it, just a text is groovy. Just so we won't wait for you or be looking for you. But, we keep the records. And so just to clarify on the makeup, let's say you missed classes 2, 4, and 6. But you attended all the rest. The next time Ignite comes around, you would only need to make up 1 because you're allowed to miss 2, but it must be 2 or 4 or 6. So you can't attend the same class twice. Okay. Assume there are no questions. All right. You have an Outfront Education piece of paper. This is a GREC required thing. I'm going to read it to you, and then you do not have to hold on to it. It just says Outfront Education up at the top. Because our office is not a licensed school, but Outfront Education is. So we pay them $35 of your $75 fee to secure your credit, but we are not. And so, Outfront Education, I have to read this, is approved by the Georgia Real Estate Commission to offer sales pre-license, broker pre-license, and post-license and continuing education courses. The school code is 6333, and the renewal date is December 31st, 2020. They used to sound so far off. And the school policies are located on our website at outfronteducation.com. This program meets the requirement of the Georgia Real Estate Commission for the 25-hour Georgia Real Estate Sales Post-License course or 33 hours of continuing education credit. In order to receive credit for this course, you must be on time and present for the entire 36 hours of instruction, 10 or 12. Once the instructor begins, you will not be allowed in the classroom. Your completion information will be electronically transmitted to the Georgia Real Estate Commission via their online course completion portal at the end of the course upon successful completion. Entrance qualifications and standards of completion will not be based on a student's race, color, sex, religion, national origin, familial status, or handicap. You're not allowed to recruit for another office. We're all in the same office, so we're good there. And yes, and gives where you could report it to the Georgia Real Estate Commission, but we're all in this office. So I have told you we are good there. All right. More housekeeping. In your book, in the yours, Tom. Okay. Please pull out this thing that says it's the mission. It says "Welcome to Ignite." It's in the front jacket. Yes. Now, Keller Williams Realty International, which I'll just refer to as KWRI, or the people in Austin, they are labbing a brand new Ignite class that's integrated with Command, and it's an update. Very exciting. However, the curriculum we have it's still what we've been using. So there are a few things in here that we're gonna quickly flip through, and I'm gonna tell you X, because we don't do that anymore. So, on the first page, and the way this is supposed to work, don't worry about today, but that after today, you'll turn the page and you'll look at mission 2, and it's basically homework, and you try to knock it out before you come to class, because, you know, and it is like a 15-minute, a lot, you know, something, watch a video, read this, you know, finish what you didn't finish before. Okay, on page 1, down number 3, X out, read, create your KW Gmail account. X, or draw a line through it, because Allison's already done that. Okay, next page. Number 1, who has not been to their Keller Williams White Pages page? Naomi, I'm sure you haven't. Okay. Allison has done the basics. The only additional things to upload a headshot, for sure. If you happen to speak any foreign languages, it's good to add that so that people can, agents in Keller World that need somebody that speaks Hindi, you know, can find you. But, you know, you can check it out to familiarize yourself, but basically we're looking for your headshot there. All right, number 2, X the entire thing, because it's all about e-edge, and we're moving away because Command's replacing it. All of item 2, Ixnay.
I'm
So
sorry.
communicate easily with customers.
No.
No, I'm on the mission packet, which,
On the left side of your booklet.
No, but I got it.
okay, then it may be hiding. All right, then I'll get you another one and we'll mark it. So yours may be the book that I borrowed it from. So,
I picked the wrong book.
no. Oh, that's it. Duh, let's just take one from here.
Oh, the whole page?
Yep.
Thank you.
I stole one out of a book. Okay, so.
Show me on yours what we're marking out.
So we're Xing the
Number 2,
Oh, number 2 right there.
because it's all about edge. Number 2. And then in number 3, just who has not downloaded their KW mobile app? The Square. Tony, I can't believe it. Now Naomi has an excuse, but all right, okay. Katie, would you tell Tony get out your phone?
Okay.
You got to remedy
Wait a
this.
minute.
I mean, just downloading it takes seconds. Okay, get your phone and go to the App Store. This is critical and a part of what we're going to do today. All right, Katie, tell them where are you powered up?
Go ahead.
Now, you do have to be on Wi-Fi. Because you're going to have to go to the internet, and it's QAP 5G, QAPnet 5G, or QAPnet, either one. And the password is 10 lowercase a's. A.
Oh, just, okay.
A series of 10. Yeah. Yeah, when you're here, you're going to want your phones on our Wi-Fi. All right. Tony and Naomi, are y'all in your app store?
I'm still trying to connect, I guess.
What are they going to look for, Katie?
I look for Keller Williams, and it looks like a KW with a red square. We'll say KW Realty.
Yeah, in the search, Keller Williams Realty, and you're looking for the red square, white KW. Yeah. How you coming, Naomi?
Still trying to connect, I don't know.
Okay, we'll catch
It's
up.
okay, yeah,
We'll catch
I
up.
can get it.
All right, does everybody else have their mobile app?
Yes.
Okay, now, who doesn't have their name appearing on it? Other than obviously Tony, because you just got it. Kirsten, do you have Kirsten Nurse? coming up on yours? Come on in.
You sure?
Yes, yes. Y'all may have met this guy.
What's going on in here?
Well, we are
Ignite, baby.
we're igniting
Oh,
our business. We're gotten to know each other. We're making sure everybody has their mobile app and it's branded.
Good.
We're gonna share it on some phone calls.
Good. So, I'm glad all of you are in here and taking this seriously. So some of you are new in the business, some not. For the people that are newer, you probably figured out that what you took to get your real estate license has very little to do with selling real estate, unfortunately. So I wish they were teaching Ignite for you to get your license, but they weren't. So this is the number one thing you can do to prepare yourself to be successful in real estate, plain and simple. So for most of you, it will count as your post-license, which is good too, your 25 hours. But I want you to take this very seriously these next weeks. Try not to miss, because every module is for a reason, and it's everything that you need to know daily, weekly, and monthly to succeed in real estate. I'm assuming that all of you paid your plus or minus $800 to get your license and took 75 hours because you want to sell real estate and to succeed. So if you will put your focus and your mind to this for the next month, you will walk out knowing exactly what you need to be doing on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And that's the key. If I had to say one thing, especially if you're new, you have one goal every day, right now, and that is to get a lead. That's your only focus. Wake up with that thought in mind, because whether you've realized it or not, you think you were getting in the real estate business. You weren't. You're getting in the lead generation business, and you're specializing in real estate. So we're in two businesses. We're in the real estate business. We have to know a lot about real estate to help and service and advise our clients. No doubt about it. I've been in 30 years. I'm still learning stuff every day. But equal to maybe more, we're in the lead generation business. We have to figure out how to get business. Whether we stay in the business or we don't, whether we go big in the business or small, totally depends on that ability. So we have to, sooner than later, find a lead and hopefully multiple leads that turn into business, okay? This is a mind game you're playing right now if you're new, okay? All exciting, going through class, getting your license, but now we have to perform. And a lot of this is your own self-talk. Your biggest enemy right now is going to be yourself. So the more positive things that are happening, you're gaining confidence in your ability. So we have to get someone to work with. The longer we go, the more we start doubting ourselves. Plain and simple, okay? So don't be scared. People are wired differently. There's a lot of ways y'all did the behavioral profile, so there's many, many different behavioral styles that succeed in this business. But there's a big divide in that some people just go for it. You know, if you just said, hey, we're dropping a bungee rope off the building, who wants to bungee jump? Half of you would go, I'll do it. Don't even ask about safety, just I'll do it, okay? And the rest will go, well, I don't know. Sounds a little scary, like what's the tension of the rope and is it gonna stop? You know, okay. Same thing here. Some people, it's not right or wrong, it's just how you're wired. Some people go, well, I'm not ready to really talk to the public or engage the public because I don't know everything and I might do something wrong, okay? You're gonna have to get over that. We've been doing this a long time. I've been running an office for 15 years. many, many classes come through here. Realize that what you do in your contracts and your business really is in our name, okay? So if it's a problem, like if you do something wrong legally, it's our problem more than your problem, okay? So we would not send you out to go to the public and go, hey, I'm in real estate, work with me, I can find you a house, I can sell your house. We wouldn't do that if we weren't very comfortable with the process, okay? And so even though you don't know everything and you might know very little, you're going to learn a lot here, but the fastest way you're going to learn is live action, when you're really doing it for real. So we're hoping that you will quickly put yourself out there as a realtor. I'm in real estate, I can help you, okay? We've done this a bunch of times. We're expecting pretty much panic calls from you going, oh my gosh, someone wants to buy a house. Oh my gosh, I don't know anything. Okay, we're expecting that. Perfect. That's what we want. Come in, call me or Stacy. We're going to come in here. We're going to show you how to search FMLS, the questions to ask them, how to search. Okay, showing property is the easiest thing in the world. It's actually fun. And then, okay, so now we're in action. We're really doing it. 2 weeks later, we're going to expect even a more panic call. Oh my gosh, they want to write a contract. Oh, perfect, come in. We'll help you. Okay, when you do this live, you do one of each or two of each, listing and buyer, you get it. Okay, so realize everything we're teaching, find a way, put yourself out there as big as you can and get someone to work with you. Okay. There's 40 known ways to sell real estate, okay? And remember that. In here, a lot of it's going to be, database is probably the number one way and the lowest hanging fruit, the fastest and the furthest, okay? People that already know you, like you, trust you. But there are many, many ways to sell real estate. My whole career was built on open houses, okay? And I was very good at converting people. I mean, every for sale by owner and expired has their hand up. Bank asset managers, you know them, you befriend them. They turn all their short sale and foreclosed properties over to you. Every person in an apartment complex is renting. We can door knock. We can go on and on. There's many ways. Jim Jinks in here, number one way he lead gens, walks his dog. Apparently he has a dog that's pretty unique that people want to come up and talk to the dog and talk to him, and there you go. Hey, we're buddies. What do you do? He lists every property that way. Some people that belong to a high-level golf club, hey, I'm just going to be real. Sitting on the bar stool at 5 o'clock in the men's grill is a great form of lead gen, right? What'd you hit on number 4?
It's also fun.
Right. So think of things that are natural that you do. Okay, I mean, if you're in clubs or you're involved in this, I mean, I guess I'm not unproud of it. I'm 61. I'm 61 years old. I played fantasy football with the same 8 guys for 29 years. Okay, I've sold those 8 guys probably 40 houses. Okay, I don't have to go in there and say I sell real estate. They know. They know me, right? Just what do you like doing? If you bowl, I mean, it's your bowling league. You go to church. I mean, think about things that are common that you do, and just be bold and say, hey, I've got my real estate license. I'm very excited about this. This is my career for life. I want to help people in real estate make money, save money, make their home more efficient. You got to put it out there. The more people you put out, someone is going to say, hey, we do need to buy. And this is the biggest time of year right now. Talking to people today, I can't think of a first of the year that's been this active, okay? Everyone is very busy. People that have listings, page views are up dramatically in the last week. So you're doing this at a great time. So take this seriously. Every module's different. And so you need them all. Try not to miss. Do whatever homework Stacy says, and we have a great faculty. So the great thing is it's not going to be Stacy every day, even though Stacy's very good. But we have people that are picked because they're very good at this specialty you're learning today. Okay. So I'm proud of you. This is the best thing you can be doing, and I would think that very quickly you're going to go, wow, I'm way more confident with myself because I know more stuff now. Okay, instead of knowing what city, state in Nebraska, which we don't even have here, that you got the question right on the state exam, which has nothing to do with selling real estate. Okay?
All
right.
Thank you, Brad.
There we go.
Good words.
Okay. Always come to us if you need us. You can get me on the cell. Texting's best, but just keep that in mind. Get a lead. Just get a lead. Get more than one lead. Right? Right. Okay.
Thank
And
Take
so,
it away.
in some of our introductions, like Tom mentioned several.
One other thing too. For you newer people, sales meeting every Tuesday. It's a training
Yes.
meeting. So you'll learn a lot. Actually, you should meet a lot of more experienced people. They're going to be given their best ideas, but it's just more people that if you have something come up, you can ask someone. Anyone here will help you. Okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Awesome. All right. Do we all have our mobile app?
Yes.
Yay! Okay. I'll talk. Who doesn't have it branded to themselves? Okay. YouTube, but that's okay. Okay. I'll get with you when that's okay right this second. I'll get back to you. One more, then if you would turn to mission 3 and then we'll put this away. Under number 2, scratch out, activate your eEdge account. And then we can put the missions away. So plow through that which we haven't scratched through just prior to each class. Well, not 5 minutes before, but maybe the night before. That's what missions are all about. And it's just a little supplemental information. Good to know. Does everybody have a script book in their notebook? It could be front or back. You don't have to take it out. I just want to make sure everybody's got one.
Did you give us a script book or is it in our book?
It should be in your book.
Back pocket.
Yep. Okay. Perfect. Okay. That's that. Now.
All right,
Right. Yes?
so we marked out the create your own calendar because Stacy, or what name did that?
Allison.
And then Allison, and then we marked out number 2 and that's it. Is that correct? On
No,
the second
okay,
page.
on mission 2, item 3, scratch out, download your mobile app, because you've already done that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or you can, check it. And then on mission 3, number 2, scratch out, activate your eEdge account. And that's good enough for now.
On number 3, activate.
eEdge.
Mission 2.
That's mission. That's
Mission.
number 2.
3,
This is mission 3.
scratch that line.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. As Brad mentioned, we're now going into the book, and you can flip. We're not going to do every page. None of the teachers do every page, I promise. That would be horrible. So, but there's certain pages that I will say go to page, and it's usually because I want you to highlight something. Now, let me tell you my method. I have gone through the final exam, and I have created, call them cheat sheets, call them chapter summaries. This should have been one of the things you picked up. I want you in your book open to Power Session 1, and right there at the beginning of Power Session 1, I want you to put this cheat sheet. So what I have done for you, my lovelies, is I've gone through the exam and I have made sure that you have cliff notes for every questions on the exam and the rest of the important stuff. You will note as we go through the class, I have not prepared one for all 12 sessions. There aren't exam questions from that section if you don't get one of these. I will put them out in the back every time for those. It's a lot in 1, 2, and 3, a lot. So turn to, power session. There you go. That's it. You put it right here at the beginning of.
So this goes in here.
So you'll get these for about half of the chapters. So, and I promise you, when it comes to the end of the class and it's time to take the final exam, final test, which is 50 multiple choice, you review my cliff notes for the chapters you have them, flying colors. Okay? So there's no stress about the test. I mean, you have to do it, but I promise. Okay? So, with that in mind, if you would open up to pages 8 and 9, and as Brad said, I just want to reiterate that, and Gary says this, we're in two businesses. We're in the business of lead generation and the business of real estate. Other people will say you need to be working on your business and in your business. When we work on our business, we're working on growing it, and that's because you're getting more leads and more sales. Can't make more money without more sales, transactions. Working in your business is the thing like, okay, I'm writing a contract, I'm showing houses, you're doing the work of real estate, but you don't make additional money when once you start with a client and they sign a listing agreement or buyer brokerage agreement, your fee is set to the end of that transaction. So I just want you to know that the two businesses you need to be, and so where this leads me is that the old 80-20 rule, 20% of your efforts yield 80% of the results. The application here is 20% of your efforts should be lead generation. That means you're gonna, Gary says 3 hours. I don't know anybody that does 3 hours except for major mega teams. An hour to 2 hours that's what's going to yield money in your pocket. Whereas the showing houses, whatnot, like I said, that's the carrying it out. So in real estate, when you hear people talk about your 20%, they're talking about lead generation, finding people that need your services. So I just want to make sure that's clear that Gary says, like I said, three hours a day, and the Ignite curriculum will say you should lead generate every day. Well, I like to qualify that saying every day that you work. That is not 7 days a week. And Brad will say, just depending on what else you got going on in your life, it may work better for you to put 5 hours in 2 days a week, So we're not trying to dictate how your days run and how you combine your business, but it's the concept of getting your 20% done. And seriously, as Brad said, that is, first we got to get some business. And I promise you, we will be there with you. What I like to get out there right from the beginning, if you know during the week that you're going to be taking somebody out looking at houses, you might find the one. They might want to make an offer. Please get with me or Allison, who can do all the same thing, sometime Monday through Wednesday. We will go ahead and create a loop and dot loop, and if you don't know what I'm saying, don't even worry about it, but we'll get all the paperwork prepared and the GAR forms that you might need, So then, over the weekend, if you find the one and they want to make an offer, well, it's just a matter of filling in the blanks. We're not starting from scratch, And so then, yes, we'll help you over the phone. But it is we all put in a lot of hours here. And we'd rather not sit with you and teach you how to create a loop on Saturday night. Is that fair? Everybody understand that? Yes, ma'am.
When I first started in real estate, I had an agent in my office, and she's like, "Can you just go show this listing for me? If these buyers called, off the sign, can you show it? And if they're yours, I won't, take a referral fee or anything." So I'm like, "Sure, fine." So I literally, beginners are like, I go over there, I show them the house, and they're like, "Okay, well, we want to buy it," and I'm like, "Oh." Okay, well, hold on a minute. Let me get my manual out of the car. And they thought that was so funny, but honestly, by being so genuinely honest, and they were like, "Really? This is your first deal? That's so cool." And they were so nice about it. And, the fact that but I always keep, because I'm now licensed in 3 states, I always keep a cheat sheet with me. I keep an offer to purchase that's already completed, and I keep, a listing presentation all completed with all the contracts with me. So if that happens, I can go look at my cheat sheet and I can fill out, a blank offer to purchase.
And as we go through on the specific sessions that cover those things, we're going to do that, and we're going to compile a set of cheat sheets for you so that by the end you'll have what Janet has, because it's sage advice to have that with you. But I love that you could be transparent with them and they were okay with that. I have to ask, were they first-time home buyers?
No.
And that makes sense to me.
Yes.
Somebody that it's not their first time would be less flustered.
Yeah.
Right now, you're on a team. Keller Williams Atlanta Perimeter. I need to, somebody asks you a question, I don't even say I'm not sure about the answer. I'm 95% sure of the answer, but I want to be 100% sure because I don't want to tell you wrong. So I'm going to check with my broker, and I will get you that answer by 5 o'clock today. Say something and keep your promise. Just anytime those things come at you, you don't know the answer or you don't know what to do, I'm going to consult with one of my team members, and I will get you that information or get you that answer later. People are fine with that. And it gives you another chance to prove that you're good on your word. Colette, you have experience. Would you agree that people are like that if you don't have to know everything?
Yeah, that is correct, yes. In fact, the more humble you are, I think, the more it works.
Because they want to know that you're going to give them the right answer, not you're just blah, blah, blah.
I volunteered for the Cherokee County Republican Christmas party, and these 2 ladies were sitting at my table, and I've got both of them now as clients. And and I have scotch, and but anyway, just God's good. What can I say?
Yeah. As Brad was saying, just whatever you do in your life, be open about the fact that now you have your license. And we have another guest. This is perfect, Brandon.
Oh, yeah?
This is Brandon Adkins, excuse me, not the Atkins diet, Adkins.
No, 18,
He
not 18.
joined us, a couple of years ago?
It's 2.5 years.
Okay. Brandon does very well, and there's a reason. And he just decided on a strategy, if you will, and he accepted the truth. And so tell them your philosophy of
Okay.
getting
So
business.
started in April 2016, and I wanted to just focus in one area. I didn't feel like I was going to be doing anybody any favors, helping them shop for a home outside of the area that I knew the best in Atlanta. And that's one thing I would kind of recommend is having somewhere where you focus, not just, I'll take anything anywhere. You can make referral fees by sending people you don't want to be driving around hours on end all over Atlanta doing stuff. So find somewhere where you're comfortable, the schools, what schools are good, where the bus picks up kids, if this neighborhood's older folks, and this neighborhood is all for kids, and this has a great swim tennis, and this somewhere that you know. So I decided to do that, but then I was reading the Millionaire book that they give us, and it just
The Red Book, yes.
The Red Book. It's dated. It's a lot of like sending letters and 36 touches, and that felt overwhelming to me, to like touch someone, like to contact someone 36 times a year via an email or whatever it be. That I didn't want to be that person. So I thought, well, how do you let the whole part of the touching process is being top of mind. People know when I think about real estate, I think about Brandon, and you want to be one of the top 3 agents they think of when they think about real estate. So how do I do that? It's social media. And so for all of you that got into this job because you think you like looking and shopping for houses on Zillow, and you think the kitchens are cute and bathroom curtains, and like, that's not what you're selling. You're not selling houses, you're selling yourself. So there's like, you are the product that you are selling. It's not houses, it's not interior design, it's not I've got a great photographer that does good pictures. You are selling yourself. And that to me, I feel like is the big secret, in that like a lot of people are not comfortable selling themselves and talking about what they do for a living.
So how do you do that?
So I do it through, like, you would be amazed at how it works, but I will say have a post once a week. I try to make half of the posts real estate related and half family kids related, because if it's all real estate, then they're going to unfollow you, they're tired of. You need to just drip in fun things that you're doing, showing it. Like, anytime I'm showing a cool house, that's a photo opportunity. And that's what I started thinking about.
Oh, I'm so
The
sorry.
work process was like, everything I was doing was a photo opportunity, which was an opportunity to be on Facebook and Instagram, which was advertising. And
For free?
For free. And it's automatically going to your sphere of influence, right? Those are the folks that you're going to be talking with and trying to let them know that you're a realtor. So I would do little behind the scenes. I would take a picture of my photographer taking pictures of the house, right? So to let people know that I've got a listing coming up, and I love photography day, and
you use a professional photographer.
And I use a professional photographer. Or if I was having an inspection done and my inspector was standing up on the roof waving down at me, I would take a picture of him and say, inspecting this beauty today, hope to get it, it will be done in due diligence in 3 days. What are like things that, and you'd be amazed, people start liking, and I love what you post. And it's not the formal posts like, here's what interest rates are doing this year, or here's the top 10 things you need to know when buying a house, that are very like.
Do you do those as well?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So I initially tried
Mm-hmm.
because
Didn't work for you.
Because that's what we talk
you go, and I went
And it's
all on like,
available.
where's the interaction coming from, the likes and the comments and all that, and it's not on any of those things. I just did a big post about my thoughts of the real estate market in Dunwoody specifically for the next year, and I got like 2 likes on it, right? But I will post a picture of, like, say my kids, our nanny's sick for the day, and I had to bring my 3-year-old to a showing. People love that.
Yeah.
Seriously.
So it's hilarious to them, and they're like, oh, that's great. He's still a family dad guy, and he's doing this real.
But that is a touch. That is a touch.
Totally.
Because
So to me, those
you're
are all
subtly reminding people that you're a realtor, but in a very
friendly
acceptable
way that
yeah.
people want to consume. They don't want an email. They don't want a postcard. And this is all, people are successful with emails and postcards, and but this is how I do it. I have, so in my first, I guess it was 7-8 months, I sold 4 houses. And the most important thing that you can do is to get that first sale. That's worth $10,000 to you in marketing dollars, is to be able to stick your sign in the yard, be able to put your face with a buyer, be able to check in at a closing attorney's office on Facebook. That will be worth thousands of dollars to you.
Because that legitimizes you. You are really doing it.
So do you separate your business by Facebook from your personal, or you just do one?
I do both. I do 2, and I actually do them onto the same thing. So I'll, on the business one, I might have a little different verbiage, same picture, but on my personal one, I'll drip it out there as well. Because I set up, so this is another thing I did. I set up a blog. I wanted to be like, how do I become known as like the Dunwoody expert? Yeah. I started doing a blog on Dunwoody called Life is Good in the Wood.
I didn't know that. That's great.
It's awesome. So I was doing like top 5 dentists to go to in Dunwoody, favorite top 5 pizza places. I did a spotlight on like our young pastor at our church. I did a spotlight on one of the city council women. I did I don't know. And then I got to a point where I was getting busy enough that I didn't have time blogging, so I hired a company to put out a blog once a month for me. The company was here in Dunwoody, and the lady that was writing the blogs lives in Dunwoody, and so she would go around and take pictures in Dunwoody, and I forget how much I spent on that, but they managed all my social media for a year for me after I got busy. So I've got a Life is Good in the Wood Facebook account, and I've got a Brandon Adkins Facebook account, and I generally put the same things on there. But I've got 1,300 followers on Life is Good in the Wood, and then it's on my personal one. It's going to be people from high school and family all over the country and all that kind of stuff. So it's not as many people that I'm just reaching out to my sphere of influence there within Dunwoody. Trying to think of what else.
Okay, you've left me hanging. You did
Yeah.
4 transactions.
Oh, sorry.
Then
4 transactions the first year. That was in 7 or 8 months. So it was huge getting that first transaction, built credibility. I
market the
literally,
heck out of your results.
It was from sitting, like in this class, they're going to tell you to go make phone calls to your, like you'll take a break and go make phone calls to your sphere of influence. I literally called one of the folks I know, and she said, well, I think my neighbor might be selling soon. I hung up the phone. As soon as the class was over, I drove to our neighbor's house and knocked on the door because I knew this was a nice neighborhood. You have to just I don't care attitude. I will do whatever I have to get this first listing. You can't be like, oh, I'll send her an email. This is how everybody loves doing it, right? I'll send her an email. I didn't hear back from an email. I'll try calling. Well, of course they're not going to answer the phone call. They don't recognize your phone number. So, it's an easy way that I feel like people try to think that, or try to talk themselves into that they're trying, but really they're not trying. They're trying to avoid an uncomfortable situation, which is going and knocking on someone's door and saying, hi, my name's Brandon. I spoke with Kelly next door. She said you might be talking about selling your home. I don't want to sell your home. I have buyers that would love to see your home that I'm trying to find in this neighborhood. So I never go to somebody and say, can I sell your house? I try to bring them something. And there's always somebody looking in the branches over here in Dunwoody there's always somebody in this office that has a buyer that's looking for that house. So you say, I've got buyers. You're now part of a team of 300 plus agents. And that's the benefit of not, being at one of these small places or whatever. You have buyers, you have listings, you are working with people to try to find houses and try to sell homes. And so I actually did have buyers because I knew people that were trying to move into that neighborhood. And that was another thing, is I didn't let people I didn't ask buyers if I could work for them. I just started working for them. I didn't try to get them to sign some agreement and all this. I just said, oh, okay, well, if you're trying to, I'm putting you on my list. I'll find a house for you. And they're like,
We will
okay.
modify this as we move along. But Brandon's telling you his story.
I'll tell you the real story.
Drop gems, drop gems.
Yeah.
I've got a question on
yeah.
Facebook. Did you advertise? You know, where on this right where you see all these
Yep.
pop-up advertisements?
So I advertised Life is Good in the Wood.
Okay,
And that's how I got a lot of folks following it.
okay.
So I would do little $20 ads here and there for that. And you can do it to a very, that's another reason it's nice to be in a specific area, is like to try to spread your marketing dollars around Atlanta is just absurd, right? Like, and you know, I'm not doing anybody any favors trying to help them find a house in Vinings. I don't know Vinings. I know I like to go to Canoe and eat dinner there every now and then. But other than that, like, I don't know that area. So I picked an area and went with it. And that's also where my kids are growing up and going to school and where I go to church and, you know, all that kind of good stuff. So, so got the first listing. I had doing all these phone calls that Keller Williams says you to do, talking with everybody. Oh yeah, you know, well next year I'm thinking about doing this. Well, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know if this is what people do to like get you off the phone, or if this is real business that's building up. That like I'm so and so is going to call me next year when they're ready to buy that house or whatever. I don't know. Well, the next year started up, and all of a sudden it really was true. Like all that stuff started happening. I sold in my second year 25 homes and had a gross commission income of $272,000. So less than a year into it.
Good for you.
It can be done.
So you do the expenses off of that. You take your, you know, I think I netted $180,000 my first year. Second year, just finished a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, sold again 25 homes at $306,000 in gross commission income. And I will net $250,000 out of that. And this is for a job that I probably do, honestly, 20 hours a week.
Wow. Not his first few months of
Not the
business.
first, like,
Right.
but I say when I used to be a CPA, an accountant. I worked 80 hours a week, traveling all over the world, kicking my butt. So when I say work, I mean that I'm always working. That's another thing with this job is you are always working. When you're at a soccer game with your kids, when you're wherever, when you're in Sunday school, you're not saying, "Hey, I'm a realtor," you know, "Hey," but people
Your
eventually-
antennas up.
Your antennas are up, and people start like. I'll tell you, everybody in my Sunday school class now, when we're getting our coffee together, the first thing they want to say is, "Well, how's the market doing?" Because they know through Facebook that I'm a real estate agent. I never told them I was a real estate agent. But through Facebook, they see things happening. I've got people that contact me that I haven't spoken to since college. They're like, "Hey, I'm moving to Dunwoody. I know you're the Dunwoody guy, blah, blah, blah." So I've made $100,000 in commissions from like ex-college friends that are moving to Dunwoody. Just because they know that I'm in Dunwoody and the Dunwoody guy. But that it's been 100% a self-marketing job.
In a very fun,
Unassuming way.
yes,
Like,
unassuming way.
It's not. I am
Not in your
The
face.
last thing I wanted to do was be that guy, that car salesman that nobody wanted to talk to because he's gonna like. And the last thing you want to do is sell all your friends' houses because then you don't have any friends left. So you want them to think of you when they've got a friend that's moving and they've asked that you've got a realtor. So I don't
Yeah,
go
your
to my
friends,
friends and say,
they're your advocates.
automatically I'm assuming my like good friends, you know, base is going to choose me. It's more, I want them to think of me when they've got somebody they're thinking about or that they know of that's moving. And that's where all that came in. It was my neighbor's moving, this is so-and-so's moving.
Just thinking back.
How much time you spend at your
Is
No, no.
this
No, so
sparking thoughts?
Totally. If I'd have been doing this for the past I've been buying and selling houses for 10 years.
Yep.
And if I'd posted everybody that I've helped on, here's somebody that bought another house. I mean, bang, on my social site. Wow, this guy's buying houses. Next thing you know,
Yep.
everybody's calling me to, hey, can you come make an offer on my house?
Yeah.
I mean, and now I'll leverage that into
Or
a real estate agent, which I just got 2 months ago.
Yep.
Holy cow!
But it's not.
Driving around Canton yesterday with the family, looking for a house. Click, boom, post it.
Like I showed one that had a lake in the
Love it.
backyard the other night. Lake living in Dunwoody. Boom. People love it. People love to go, oh, I know where that house is. I know where, instead of the face shot of me.
Look at my new listing.
And the face shot of or even putting your new listing up from FMLS up on it. Like, I get no likes on that kind of stuff. It's when the 3-year-old is on the showing with me, or when, I find a really cool ceiling at a house that I take a picture of, or what, that kind of stuff. And it's just reminds people that he's out doing real estate.
I'm taking my daughters with me now when I put signs in yards, and here's my daughter helping me put my sign.
Get her with a shovel and you'll get a trillion.
Standing on the sign, with my name on it.
And that's what I thought of. I thought of all those things not as work, not as I get a random phone call and somebody wants to see a house. I'm like, they're not going to buy this house. This is good. But I'm going to use it as a photo opportunity.
Yeah, totally.
And
I've got a perfect one. So when my girls were 4 years old, I had to go to a house and take a picture. And I had to take my daughter with me, and I'm trying to take pictures. And I mean, she's like sprinting and like I'm trying to take pictures without her in it. So I was like, you ready? Click. And she's like, and she had these glasses on, and she's having a great time. So I'm taking a picture of her. I mean, that could have been a great time,
Yep.
But
the key is you also have to be active on the personal side of things.
Thank you.
Of course.
And that's what's going to originally get people wanting to look at you, and then it's dribbling in the other stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's what. So I always tell my wife, you post something, tag me. So that way, my sphere is seeing Brandon out on Facebook. They want to keep, his kids are cute, blah blah blah. But then they're also going to get that couple times a month. I'm out showing, and maybe it ends up being more because I had more going on this month than that month or whatever. But
I wanted you to also speak to the conversations, the talking. I mean, you're talking about the social media, awesome. But when you are just not being afraid to open your mouth and talk.
That's what it's. I mean, and that's one of the things that I enjoy about being around this office and being in this job is it's generally type A, outspoken people that are going to be successful in this job. If you're a bookworm and not comfortable talking in a group of people or whatever, then
you can do it. You can do it.
Sure. I don't know. I mean, you're going to have to specialize in other bookworms that are afraid to talk to people.
And they buy houses.
They buy houses too.
Did you set up an LLC?
Yes. Yep. But it is like.
Okay, can you talk about the Dunwoody Country Club?
Yeah. So
what do you do there, Brandon?
I play gin with old guys all day, and sit at the bar, and
how much?
I have lunch there.
On topic, please.
Well, sorry, Sam.
I said how much?
How much?
How much gin, or
how much do you bet on gin?
Oh, a horrible day, you would walk out of there down $15. A big day, you're leaving there with, normally we're exchanging $5 bills. But I say that in that, I am never, ever, ever in this office or in my basement office. It kills me to go to both of those. So find your place that you can be out in the community and meeting folks. Whether that is a Starbucks, your church, I use the Dunwoody Country Club as my Starbucks. They've got Wi-Fi, I take my laptop up there, I have a bourbon, I talk with George about his properties that he's got all over the country. I've run into investors and done tons of flips as a result of sitting there. And that's, like everybody, I don't say, hey guys, I'm Brandon Atkins, I'm a real estate agent. You know, let me know if you need to sell your house. Would love to get your business. I'm just a dude up there hanging out. Everybody always naturally asks you, what do you do? So what do you do for a living? And then everybody loves talking about real estate because they either own a home, want to buy a home, want to sell a home, are interested in, you know, is the value of my home going up or down? Everybody loves talking about it. So, well, what's the market doing? Like when I was a CPA and I said, oh, I'm a CPA, I do M&A due diligence on acquisition, you know, people or companies buying other companies. I just get okay.
Conversation starter.
Yeah. Whereas I say, well, before I did this, I was a stay-at-home dad. You say stay-at-home dad or real estate agent, everybody wants to talk to you. And so now,
how'd you do that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was the biggest conversation starter, and there was to say what I did. And so I always just kind of, a lot of times I'll just hang around and wait for. I know that question's eventually going to come. I know it's going to come, and then boom. So what do you do for a living? Well, I live right across the street. I do real estate here in Dunwoody. Oh, really? I live. You know, we've always been thinking about downsizing. That's what I'm running into. Is a lot of folks looking to downsize. They're in big 5-bedroom houses that they don't need anymore because their kids are moved out. And
so, oh darn, Brandon may have to list all of them.
Yeah.
Oh darn.
So I help you find your ranch to move to, and I'll sell your house. And so I've now sold houses on the golf course over there and done investment flips and all that just as a result of spending $2 on the Coke up there that I get the free refill on and just hanging out.
So basically, be yourself.
So you get paid to be yourself.
Yeah.
That's the best part about this job. And hopefully that now, if being yourself is being in your pajamas all day in front of your laptop
at home
thinking you're doing business, that's not going to make you any money in this job. It's what you. I am never at home. It drives mainly because I have a 3-year-old with a nanny there and it drives me out the door. But I make an effort to treat it like a full-time job every day in terms of just being out of the house, being somewhere.
On a different note, though, John Green does nothing but LinkedIn, and so he sits on the computer up here and hammers that LinkedIn, so he could be in his pajamas on LinkedIn and getting referrals all over the country. You know, I mean, so you can be in your pajamas, it's just not what he does.
Right. I would say originally he probably wasn't in that situation.
Probably not.
In the first, several years, I'm betting you got to be out face to face with folks.
I might give you a card for referrals. You can send them my way.
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't leave the zip code. I won't do it. I will sell something. So for me, I feel like it's easier to sell a house not knowing an area than it is to buy a house in an area that you don't know. So a lot of times I'll have someone from Brookhaven that's moving to Dunwoody and they want me to list their house in Brookhaven. I'll do that. Okay. But I would never help someone in Dunwoody sell their house to find a house in Vinings or Decatur or whatever, because one, I don't want to drive there. Mm-hmm. Two, I'm not adding any value because in Dunwoody is where I'm finding all the off-market properties, and that's another thing. So always have some pocket buyers that you can say, oh, I've got buyers that would be interested in this home. I don't care if it's your buddy down the street that's just like, yeah, I'll go walk through a house, or have the pocket sellers. Like I've always got people, and everybody's a pocket
potentially
seller.
A pocket seller.
Because I get people all the time. Because I was talking to a guy in my neighborhood yesterday, and I was like, I don't have anything in that price range. All my buyers are kind of big money right now. And he's like, well, I would sell my house for big money. And so automatically he's now like a pocket listing. Right. And so when you're talking to buyers, you're like, well, I've got stuff that's not on it. Like if you're just think you're going to find a house in Dunwoody sitting at home on Zillow, you're wrong. because it's so competitive out there that you need me to find you that house. And that's the way you sell yourself on that.
Love it.
Thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
May I share your contact with them?
Yeah, please.
For follow-up questions?
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Nice meeting you.
And I've hired an assistant now this year, first day. She started today with me. So
Do I have
now
to teach her command?
it's Taylor Art.
Oh,
So
awesome.
I hired her because she's going to teach me command.
yeah.
No, she won't.
So that's
Awesome.
yeah.
Thanks
So
for
feel
sharing.
free to
Thanks.
email me with any questions or anything.
Okay, let's take a 10-minute break. What I'm going to do, and feel free to say no, but I really like for the class to be able to contact each other. I have all of you on my phone, so what I could do is share each person's contact information. I'll do like a text, group text. Is everybody okay with that? Because my contacts
Yes.
do give your home address and your birthday.
Yes.
In addition, okay. Anybody hesitant about? Okay.
You just sending a contact card. Only reason I'm
Right.
asking is because I would like to be able to add my area, so if people know.
Well, if you
But we
wanna-
can jot I can text it. There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Awesome. Good. Okay. 10-minute break.
Does the
How long
vending
is
machine
lunch?
take cards?
30 minutes?
Yeah, but we may not totally. Do you need to leave?
No, no,
Oh,
I
okay.
know we're gonna have it in today.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Were you asking when is it?
Yes, at normally 30 minutes.
I'm hoping 12. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I thought you were asking how long we were taking for lunch.
No, I was also.
Oh.
You're right.
Yeah, and I gotta kind of wing it on that. I mean, we're gonna more sit at our desks and eat, but
Right.
What's for lunch?
well,
Look, my ears perked up.
I think it's
Okay.
I had other plans, but we had to pivot, which is not bad.
We love bread and cheese, so.
Yeah, there we go, Kirsten. I
After
love
12
it.
hours of
All right,
working,
I'm
I'm down
gonna
for
get.
whatever.
Yes,
Does the vending machine take cards?
yes, it does.
Okay, good.
Yes.
And then how do I get to the vending machine?
Let me walk you. I would be delighted to walk you.
I'm sad that I have to leave. Hi, this is Janet Dickinson. I'm a real estate agent. I had a closing with you guys last year in August for 315 Skyridge Drive. And so, this is a crazy thing. My next door neighbor's house went on the market, so I decided to look it up and see what it was listed for. And then I looked at the tax records because I wanted to look at the history, and there's some kind of screw up in the filing of my property because I'm listed as both the owner of the house that we do own, which is 315 Skyridge Drive, and the next door neighbor's house. So, and I know it's something to do with, there's this weird little piece of property that my seller had to sell to the prior next door neighbor. So I think that's where the problem's coming from.
And
but
now that I
can get
think
it
about it,
corrected.
like now that it's settled in and I'm having a girl, I'm like, I can't even imagine.
Okay.
We're gonna have, me and her are gonna have so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm excited.
All my cousins are boys,
Yeah.
and then my husband is all boys. He had, his mom had 3 boys.
Oh my goodness.
So it's
So
like,
you're really hoping for a girl.
yeah, like come on, my whole family's just all boys.
Hi Rachel, this is Janet Dickinson. How are you?
Cheers.
Okay.
Good. I'm with Keller Williams. I used to be
Yeah,
with
and
Weichert the
we've known each other
Collective,
for 10
and
years.
I had
Okay.
a closing with you guys last year. Actually on my own property that my husband and I purchased in Sandy Springs.
The address is 315 Skyridge Drive. We closed August the 23rd.
Before I started.
So, this is kind of a weird thing that came up. My next door neighbor's house came on the
I was
market,
drinking my own
so I
product.
decided to check it out,
Is it like
you know, what the deal was with the
raspberry?
house. And when I looked at the tax records on their house, my name is listed as the owner of their property. So, as well as on my own house.
But it's not happening.
So I know I didn't.
Yeah.
No, they're not. No, so I'm listed as
Why
one,
should it be like,
Yes,
a
ma'am,
couple
it
months
is.
and it's like,
but it's also on theirs. And let me just tell you a little history where I think this
So you're off
happened. But we need to
No,
get it
I'm not
corrected
off.
for
I have
because
the
their house is for
my
sale.
phone, so I have to
Their
go.
listing agent
Don't worry, it's
is
happening.
Mark Spain, and I guess they
Surprise
bothered to
you.
check when they took the listing agreement because it's listed as I'm the owner with my husband. So what happened is back in 2016, the guy who owned my home sold some of his land to the next door neighbor because they had like a fence on his property. So he sold that off, and so they went through a little land swap back in 2016. And I think that's where that's coming from. And we talked about it when we went to the closing and we looked at, the survey and all that. So I'm well aware of this little property sliver that was sold to the people to my right. But I think whenever it was recorded, for some reason, it's recorded wrong. But I don't know how to fix it. So I'm hoping you guys can. I think it was John. Yeah, I mean the tax ID number on the offer paperwork and all that stuff is correct, and it was recorded on the correct parcel ID number or tax ID number, but it's also recorded on the same day on their parcel ID and tax ID number. Okay. 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 Okay, cool. Thank you. Hey John, this is Janet Dickinson with Keller Williams. I used to be with Weichert the Collective, and I had a closing with you on my own property that my husband and I purchased back in August of last year. We closed the 23rd of August last year. So something weird has come up. Not only am I showing as the owner of the property that we purchased, 315 Skyridge Drive, my husband and I are also showing as owning the property next door. And so something got screwed up in the recording. And I just to give you a little background on that, there was a little sliver of land that the owner of my house, before we purchased it, sold to the next door neighbor. And I think that that's where that recording error is coming in. But anyway, we need to get that corrected because obviously I don't own two houses, or if I do, I just won the lottery. So anyway, call me back. My number is 843-441-6272. Again, my address of the home that we own is 315 Skyridge Drive, Sandy Springs. The tax ID is 060358. 0001
I'm really cold natured, so when she said that, I was like, oh, I have to make sure I bring a sweater.
Me too.
The tax ID is 060358-001. Sorry, 0001-015-2. I'm actually in home this afternoon until 2 o'clock this afternoon. I just wanted to call my brains. Take a look at that and start getting things corrected. So thank you so much in advance for your help. Bye.
You're now connected. Okay. So that was it.
Good.
But you, there's no way you would figure it out. I mean, I have helped every other person do this, so. And Allison puts Atlanta, of course, but then she puts where you live.
Yeah.
To kind of, as if you're a.
Yeah.
So good?
Yes.
Here we go.
I'm coming.
Naomi, you want me to help you brand your mobile app?
All right. Here, my agent. Do you have your password sheet?
It's in the phone.
Okay. Can you
grab
access
it?
it? Yes.
Hello, this is Tom.
Okay. So if you would write down KWV 4.
I'm good. Can you call me another time? It's not a good time for me right now.
Now, are these case sensitive?
No.
Nope. Okay, cool.
All right. So go back to your. KWD
4 B2D.
Whoops. 4 B2D.
Z. You're impressive. That was impressive.
I've done it so many times. Okay.
What do we?
I feel like we
Is that a 2
skipped
or?
something. No, that's
Let's
a
try it
Z.
again. KW.
4B2DZ. Okay. 4B2DZ.
We'll just,
All right, I'm gonna do it with KW. Why is that doing that?
So you said you were,
KW.
alright, so are you an adjunct professor?
Okay, what do you?
Um,
Yeah. Sure, lower pace. Go ahead.
KWD.
So I have my master's,
4B.
and I was thinking of doing that like part-time. Do you know if you guys are hiring any of you?
They are always hiring. What's your, I guess, discipline?
Political
Okay.
science.
Let's confirm
But
that.
you- you know what?
I'm in the School of Business, so obviously that'll be, I don't know, I don't know.
I know it's probably liberal studies or
Yeah,
or
maybe. So I know that they are always
Yep.
hiring.
Okay, this is an Allison.
Okay, cool.
Where did
She
you say
knows
you
how
were
to
in?
remedy
I'm at
this.
Liberty. The only thing about it is I think that they kind of require you to have a PhD, or at least if you have your master's, you have to have a certain amount of credits in your actual discipline.
Right.
It's like 18 credit hours, something like that. So, but I'll send you the information. You can exchange information.
And I'm curious, what do you think about hearts?
Excuse me.
Because I applied when I first graduated to Brunel, and then they were saying how, because it was a Master of Liberal Arts, Liberal Studies, and they have a different, but the umbrella was political science, so it was a little weird.
Okay, well, yeah, I don't, send you the information. It's ultimately liberty.edu. I don't know what the actual website is, I guess, for faculty members to log in, but when you see something, let me know. And then I'll let my
2 more minutes.
dean know, and, make it happen. Yes, I mean, it is a thing. It is a thing.
Thank you, Natasha.
You're welcome. It is helpful because you get to do work from home.
Exactly, because I
you
don't
can-
want to leave that princess.
Yeah, it provides a lot of flexibility for me, and that's the part that I like.
Do you do a lot of online classes?
I do, but like I was saying, sitting in front of a laptop, that's not really my personality, so it's like, okay, I got
Like
to
to be in
be
front of the kids.
Yeah, I just like to be out, about, and meeting people and talking. And once you start teaching too many classes, then you're like locked in because you have to do the discussion posts and respond to certain other students and grading all of those assignments. It's very time consuming. So you
How many classes do you do?
Hi, this is Janet Dickinson. I have an appointment with Katie on Wednesday
At a time.
that I need to reschedule. I've got a class that I'm going to have to take that day.
AIU.
So I was wondering what else she had available coming up.
So at Bellhaven, I'm gonna have 2 for them, and then
Are you doing that all at once or
at once.
really?
And APUS, which they're geared more towards people in the military. I might teach like one. So
Oh,
I guess
no.
it's
I'm going out of town, so I need to get it cut before I'm losing to go to
there's no
LA
time
on
for
17th.
nothing.
Yeah, it's like when do you goodness, and you're going to each school
Well, I'm online. All of them are
Okay.
online.
Okay.
All of them are online, but it's still.
Hello.
Discussion,
Okay,
posts,
well,
and
yeah.
papers.
It's
And
important that I do it,
So-
okay. All right, thank you. Can you put me on like
I
a
mean, I
special
should do this papers.
a waiting list if anything else becomes available? I might be able to reschedule.
Like, okay.
Yes, after all the words start running together.
All right,
It's not
kids.
right. Yeah, right.
Let's go to the summary. Conclusion.
Is anybody in this room over 60? All right, well, I'm 60, be 61 in a month and a half, so therefore you're all kids to me. So just don't be offended if I call you kids, because
Except for me.
Omi, do y'all want to talk or what?
Well, I want to eat, but
They haven't arrived.
They
Okay,
haven't arrived.
come up and introduce yourself.
so I would love to talk. Good morning.
Good morning.
How about catch that door?
Yes, thank you, Matt.
What are you doing, dancing?
Well, I thought you were going to sit
Jeez,
back open.
Pete.
Close the door.
I want to say good morning to these lovely young people. My name's Randy Lip. I'm with Certainty Home Loans. I sit in the office right beside Brad.
Unfortunately.
So, yep. Yeah, I catch all of his talk all day long, and he catches all of mine. But I've been privileged to be part of this office for 10 years. So I've been sitting right there for 10 years. Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it is. This is my team, Matt and Paul. And they also sit in this office. The sole purpose for us to be here, besides doing business, is to help you guys. We are what's called an alliance partner for Keller Williams, and we're here to help you guys be successful. On top of that, there we go. Now the
And
beach
his
is
lovely
in.
wife, Deb.
My lovely wife. On top of that, I can tell you that I was in your seat. I was a real estate agent for 10 years. And so I know exactly what you guys are going through. I've been there, done that. How many of you are brand new in the business? Most of
Well, yeah, Tom's a hybrid.
Okay. So most of you. Okay. So it's kind of scary and exciting at the same time. I understand. Okay. I remember when I first got my license, it was like, all right, you know, I got my real estate license. I'm going to be making all this money. I'm going to be successful. And I got into the office. Unfortunately, the office I was with was not a Keller Williams office. And they showed me how to use the telephone, and I sat there. I'm like, the phone's not ringing. I'm not going to make any money. So very quickly I learned that I had to do more than just sit there, okay, and be licensed. So you guys are so fortunate that you've made this decision to be with this office because number one, Stacy's phenomenal, okay. Number two, Keller is just like, I'm not Keller, okay. I'm not part of Keller, so I don't get paid to say this. But their training and their continual training is so phenomenal to help you guys get a fast start in this business and to teach you what it takes. I'm a firm believer in that.
Wait.
Whatever's going on.
You
were saying?
Yeah. Wow.
You'll
Sorry.
see. Just
Sorry, God. I said I'm a firm believer. I'm a firm believer in that we all get paid what we're worth. And this is a great place to show it off. Okay? So I hope you guys are worth a whole lot. I hope you're extremely successful. I want you to please know that we're here anytime to help you through the transactions. We would love to be your preferred lender, your go-to lender. But even if you happen to be with Company X and you have a problem, please come see us and talk to us about it, okay? But do take the time over the next couple of weeks to get to know Matt and Paul and myself. Come in and sit down and talk with us, or grab us and say, hey, let's go have a cup of coffee in the atrium and let's talk loans. Let us teach you the basics. Because, I mean, a lot of you guys are first timers. How many of you thought that maybe if somebody had a bankruptcy that they're not going to be able to get a house? Yeah, right? It's a normal thing. It's not true. Okay? We have loans for people that have had bankruptcies. A foreclosure. We have loans for people that have had foreclosures. A lot of people think you have to wait 7 years or wait 10 years or whatever. You don't. Okay? Credit, very, very, very important. We hold kind of training classes throughout the month on different topics. One of them's credit. One of them's alternative lending. You might see Mortgage 101.
It's on their schedule.
Okay.
It'll
Well,
be
actually,
last Tuesday of this month.
yeah, actually, there was already a.
I know.
Okay.
We'll work that out. But they'll be coming to you.
We may combine that. So, again, would you guys like to say a word or two?
Yes, the technology here, I've been watching their new releases on technology. It's pretty cool. So get excited about that. Also, a class we have, it's Thinking Outside the Box.
Yes.
That's a good one. And welcome.
And when you say technology, I know y'all's technology, Keller's technology is going off the charts. So is ours. Okay? I mean, as an industry, I guess we all are. But, you know, you see on TV that, you know, Rocket Mortgage ad, you know, push button, get loan, whatever. Well, we have that same technology. We can do everything on our cell phones. So and we're available. They're not.
They're up in Michigan.
Like you said, my name's Matt, also a lip. So,
happens to be my son.
Yeah.
One of four.
One of four. Paul, no relation. No, but kind of like what Randy said, just welcome. And besides being at Keller, they've often said that they're a training company that happens to be in real estate. Just because the training that they offer, we'll sit in sometimes, and it's phenomenal. And besides just being a part of Keller, but a part of this office, you'll learn that it's a very close-knit group, big family, basically. We sit in a few different Keller Williams offices in Atlanta, and impartially, this is definitely our favorite. So just welcome, and like Randy said, we're here to be a resource for you guys, whether or not it's our deal or not. We'd obviously love to be your preferred lender. And please make sure.
Just a little 46 seconds. This was Halloween a year ago.
I didn't know you had this.
For everyone here today, in attendance at the sales meeting. After the meeting, you will take home a 12-pack. Actually, I would prefer
a nice
what?
A mead.
For everyone here today, at the sales meeting, after the meeting, you will all take a.
What?
That's all good.
Well, maybe that was it.
That was me on the left, and that was Brad on the right.
That was Matt on the left, and he actually made those costumes.
Yeah.
He also dressed up as Brad, right?
Yeah.
Is that Halloween?
This Halloween, I dressed up as Brad.
Yes, Brad was Snow White, and the staff was the Seven Dwarfs, so we all had T-shirts with funny names. But then we know on his birthday, which is October 31st, we did Be Like Brad Day. We were all kind of dressed up.
I was interviewing that day, so I can testify.
Oh,
I had like 7 people walk by the office as Brad and I are in there, and he's like, "Look at these guys." Everybody had a bald head.
Yeah, I had the stomach, and I had the big salad bowl.
Yeah, that's
Salad bowl. But yeah, I mean, So we like to have fun here, work hard, play hard. But welcome to the office. If there's anything we can do for you guys, let us know. We're right next to Brad. And
Our cell phones are always in our hand.
But please, I'll reiterate, please take the time to not only get to know us, but get to know, you gotta have a lot of questions on loans and how you go about doing this. I don't have time to do this today. Stacy would get the big hook out and drag me off, but I could sit up here and talk for hours. But really, grab us and have a cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I'll have a soda or a glass of water. But let us tell you about some of the phenomenal programs that we have. You guys are really in the right place at the right time with the right people. Okay? So
And what about those wine and cheese gatherings?
We do have.
You're going to continue those?
Well,
it's a resolution of ours.
You have to now.
by popular demand, I guess. Yeah, occasionally we have tried it once a month.
About once a month.
About once a month or so. We'll gather here in the afternoon, like at 4 o'clock on a
4 to 5.
Thursday afternoon, and we'll have wine and cheese. And it'll be very informal. It'll be like a meeting like this is, just very informal, interactive type things. And we'll choose different topics to talk about. Like one of the popular topics is renovation loans. Because so many lenders don't have any type of renovation loans, we have 5. Okay? We'll talk about credit.
That's
We'll
my
bring
favorite.
in-
The credit's my favorite.
Yeah,
We'll bring in an experienced agent, successful agent in the office, and have them talk about ways that they get business or etc.
Yeah, so it's not always about.
So they don't always have to
It's
hear
not
us.
always.
They always
It's
provide
not always
wine
lending.
and cheese, and sometimes crackers.
But definitely come to Mortgage 101. Definitely.
Yes.
Okay.
So tell us about what's in the back.
We got a couple of pizzas back there for you guys and some soda. So
Thank you.
What
So
is-
what I'd love for, did y'all bring plates or do I need to get some more
we
plates?
have. They were supposed to provide plates
I'll look
and
and see if
cups.
they're bigger ones. Sorry. So if you'd like some pizza, let's get, we're not gonna actually stop, we're gonna keep going. And I've also invited all the staff members, support staff members to stop by.
Thank you.
So we
Like,
can
do you
make
have
sure
a couple for
So a few of the things that we're handing out, besides business cards, there is a brochure that I'm handing out that has my information on the back. This is a wonderful piece for you to put in your buyer consultation. It's got all the steps that they go through in the home buying process. Okay? It's also got contact information on the back. The other piece that we have a bonus piece that we have for you guys today
I was going to buy one today for my.
Oh yeah.
is your desktop calendar. So we have a desktop calendar. There's a stack in the back. So please take these with you when
Take
you
one or
leave.
two.
Thank you.
All right. I think we've loaded you up. So
Appreciate it.
go get them, guys.
I want to
I'll be
tell
in to have
y'all
coffee soon.
that, couple of things. And I'm gonna reiterate this when we come to, go ahead and get your pizza. When we come to working with buyers, that even if your client has the lender they want to use, which is sadly going to be Wells Fargo, Bank of America. Anyway, if it's not a top-notch lender, I'm going to recommend right from the get-go in your career that you say to your client, cool, I'd like for you to get pre-approved with my lender because in addition, you don't have to use them, all this is true, because if there's any sort of hiccup in the underwriting process with Bank of America, having been pre-approved with my lender, they can step in and save the deal. But if we don't even go through that pre-approval process until it's a week before closing, so if you just get in the habit of saying, yes, but I want to get you pre-approved. I mean, I used Certainty when I was selling. They were
like 2 cases where my buyers truly had awesome other lenders. I always use them. Never let me down. They come to the closing. They give you a gift, bottle of wine. They are just, and fast. I could go on and on.
But it also doesn't ding your credit.
Correct. When somebody is shopping loans within a 30-day period, they could be pre-approved with 20 different lenders because there's one ding, but it's they know it's all for the same thing. So the credit agencies understand that people shop for rates, similar when you're looking for a car loan. So, I don't want to be worried about their credit. They'll get into more of that, but definitely want to get your peeps pre-approved with them. When I'm not teaching and organizing Ignite or meeting with brand new agents, I'm helping the rest of the agents resolve their crises in the last week or so before closing. And the vast majority of them has to do with financing. The lender and our agent might even be the listing agent, but the buyer's lender is some either online or big box bank, promised them the world, can't deliver, and all these sorts of things. So there are 3 things overall in Ignite that I'm gonna emphasize. I'm gonna call it, well, I don't like saying daily lead gen, so I'm gonna say commitment to lead gen. Commitment to lead gen, and there are many ways to do it. What to say when, that's my way of referring to, and I don't like the word scripts, but knowing what to say when you're asked about or knowing what to say when your client says As Brandon sort of alluded to this is a talking profession. This is a talking profession. We talk, text, email, however the mode, but what to say is what can differentiate you in winning business and in every step along the way for the transaction, because we're all in here to win, get to the closing table, make money. And in case I know I mentioned this to some people, the office, we are here to help you be successful and keep you legal. As Brad mentioned, all of your contracts are between the client and the office. Not you are our, designated agent, but so we have a vested interest in. So, if we ever have to say, nah, you can't do that, I mean, so we have these dual jobs: make you successful and keep you legal. So, commitment to lead gen, learning what words to say, how to handle scenarios, suggestions, freakouts, all of the above. Ornery co-op agents, that happens. And then my third, drive the bus. I want you to drive the bus. What does that mean? That means throughout the transaction, and even with your clients, you're in charge. You know more, and I want you to know what's happening before they do. That means once you're under contract and you're going through due diligence, you already know the deadlines for due diligence, the finance and the appraisal contingencies. You are gonna, if you're the listing agent, you're gonna be calling that lender because you get their contact info right with the contract. You're gonna be calling them at least several days before the finance contingency is set to expire, because you're going to anticipate, you're going to find out before a problem surfaces because you stay ahead of the due dates. That's what I mean driving the bus. We cannot rely on our co-op agents to be as well trained as you will be. The calls I get, they won't call me back, or blah blah blah, they're ugly or whatever. And this is it is a people business, and our words matter. So my job is to train you to drive the bus, to lead the transaction, be ahead of the due dates. Oh my gosh, I'll put myself out of business if y'all do this, because you won't need me, because everything's gonna be so smooth. But that's the way. When you have smooth transactions, you get to the closing table on time. You don't have to have extensions of this or that. Your client thinks you walk on water. Even the client on the other side of the table might think you walk on water. You get referrals, your business builds. So driving the bus helps you win. And so it's not a pushy, control freak kind of thing, but I want you to be a step ahead of your client and the other side all the time. So everybody got to drive the bus. So, I want to just mention, there's a thing in Keller World called the 6 Perspectives, and it just has to do with attitudes. Pages, start with page 10. I mean, you know what? We don't even have to look at the book. On your chapter synopsis, because I think I've done a better job of consolidating here. The 6 personal perspectives. This is when Gary would interview successful agents. He sort of boiled this down to what sort of attitudes help the best of the best get there. And the first is self-mastery, not blaming others, not making excuses, being self-aware, know your strengths and weaknesses. So it's acting like an adult. The 80-20 principle, we talked about that you got to take care of your 20. Lead gen. E to P used to be a big, people still talk about it. Moving from entrepreneurial to purposeful. And when we all start in this business, we're probably all entrepreneurial, we're winging it, you wake up, what am I going to do today? Okay, what I'm going to call it now. I'm going to tell you very soon what you're going to do, because we have a formula for that. But purposeful makes goals and plans for the year, and both monthly and weekly check in to keep yourself on track. So who has not met with Terry Cummings? Okay. But you have an appointment, right? Oh, you do. You're going to make one. You're going to make one. Terry's very systematic. I mean, the productivity system is, coaching program is systematic. You will meet with her to figure out, okay, how much do I want to make? What do I got to do to get there? And there's steps and formulas, and we are going to cover that just a smidge in a very general way. But overall, what Terry's teaching is how to be purposeful. So just E to P. It's moving from just, like I said, winging it to this. And now, your first year in the business, don't expect to be, you won't arrive this first year. But it's the trajectory of where you're trying to go. And so it'll be next October, which is when we start talking about goal setting for 2021. This will come into play, you'll have something to look back on. Okay, learning based. That top producers are learning based as Brad said, he's done it a long time, but he's still learning because laws do change, regulations do change, mortgage regulations change, and there's so many scenarios. So do not be surprised that you're not going to know everything after Ignite. You're not going to know everything after your first year. We're all in this boat together, and we just learn. And remember, I'm 95% sure of the answer, but I want to be 100% sure. So I'm going to check with my broker, which is a euphemism for me, Brad, somebody on staff, another experienced agent, your sponsor who brought you into the business. And I will get you that answer by, as an aside, I'll mention that sometimes when you're talking to prospects or clients, they ask you some, out of left field question, they're just making conversation. They don't even care what the answer is. They just, kind of stumbling around. So don't be intimidated when somebody, by the questions that prospects and clients ask you. Do not be intimidated. Right, Emily? You're not going to be intimidated. All right. Limiting beliefs. Now, I almost brought my shredder from home. I have a, little shredder. So we're going to just visualize that I have my shredder here because I forgot. Who can imagine what an example of a limiting belief?
I can only make a certain amount of money.
Okay. Kirsten?
I can't do such and such.
Okay.
I can't speak in front of a group of people or to a crowd of people.
Okay. I have to know everything before I open my mouth. Okay. So here's our visualization. We'll write those down on a piece of paper. I've got my shredder here. I'll bring it. I didn't think I could light a little bonfire here because I like the visual of, burning them up. So that's why I thought the shredder. The everyday game you got to play with yourself when you wake up is, whatever those things are, you have to say, okay, I see you. I'm going to put you over here. I'm going to put you in the trash. I'm going to put you in the shredder, whatever. And I'm going to believe because Stacy believes in me and Brad believes in me. And I'm going to, it's too soon to give up. So I'm going for it. And I'm going to call these people, text, whatever method you're going to use. And I want you to promise me at least a year of going for it. And I can tell you right now, it's not going to happen that you're not going to, get some sales under your belt that before you even think of giving up. Okay, so we all have those negative thoughts, limiting beliefs. In bold, a Keller Williams class, they call it your drunk monkey. I don't even understand that, but that's what it is. So we've just shredded them. And then accountability. Now, Terry Cummings is one kind of source of accountability. Accountability, and I put in here as not only how you spend your time and your money, because you're an independent contractor. You can conduct your business as long as it's legal and ethical. You can do whatever you want. You can buy leads from Zillow and call. You can stand out on the street corner and hand out business cards in order, to get business. We can't tell you how to do that as long as it's legal and ethical. But if you choose to spend money to find business, pay for leads or whatever, 4 months, 6 months, certainly in a year, you need to look at the books and go, okay, I spent $6,000 on Zillow leads. Did I make, $6,000 in commissions off closed business from those Zillow leads? So we're, that's something Gary's big on is making your money, holding your money accountable that you choose to invest. Now we're going to teach you how not to spend the money. There are so many things I would say you need to start off with shoe leather, sweat equity, your voice, your phone, but I understand you're going to get solicited by many vendors trying to say, oh, we need an agent in 30319 for $3,000 a month. We will. Just say no. Your first year in the business. So there are agents that do that. My recommendation is to not. I don't answer calls from that are not in my phone, unidentified callers. Now, rest assured, the minute that you join our office, you go in my phone, so I'm not taking y'all's calls, because we all get those solicitation, and whether it's to put your name on the handle of the grocery carts or to, it never stops. Just say no your first year in the business. And try to do it the way, sweat equity and all that good stuff. Okay. Okay. There are two. Who's never heard of the expression big why? Okay, good. So, everybody needs to have a big why. And the recommendation, it's what I've had many agents, let's say they were a single or married parent and they had, one child, and so it's Kevin, their little boy is their big why, that they're gonna keep doing their lead gen and putting themselves out there and every day working on their business, because there'll be plenty of times that you are tired, bored, because it's possible you could not have a closing for your first 6 months. And I hope that would not financially devastate anyone. I hope you have, support resources that would carry you through that. But everybody experiences lulls in their business when things aren't happening. You can also, this is the worst, and it did happen to me. My very first clients, we got buyers, we got all the way to the last day of due diligence. So we found a house, we went under contract, we had the inspection, we worked through the inspection amendment, and they were first-time home buyers, and it was the 4th of July, they were with one or the other's family somewhere at the beach, and they just panicked that they were making the wrong decision. So they decided to terminate the contract. And I had worked with them for months. It will happen to you. Of experienced agents, have you had somebody that you have worked, but the transaction didn't close? It happens to everyone. Hush if it's never happened to you. You haven't been at it long enough. We're going to rub on Katie. She's our good luck charm. So it happens to every agent. And it's just really yucky when it's your first. You spent all that time. So what's something that's going to motivate you? So with the big why, I want everybody to think about, because we're going to share what our big why, what would be when you're, I don't want to do this. What would you think about? What would you think about that would go, I made a commitment in my heart to that. I mean, I've known agents that they set as their big why that they wanted to make enough money that all of their nieces and nephews could at least go to the first year of college, because people in their family hadn't gone to college before. I had another agent who the parents died, and they used to be all close, the siblings, and she said, my big why this year is I want to take my whole family on a cruise, because they live in different places. Now, it's just a 3-day cruise, but still, you know, when you pick something like that, and you don't just keep it to yourself, you know, you share with others, because there are going to be those times that. So in conjunction with coming up with a big why, even if it's just for this first year, 2020, we want to come up with a financial goal, and that can either typically it's either what you want to make in GCI, and I'm going to go over that, or number of transactions. It can be because we're all maybe at different price points. So if you would look the bottom of the first page here, I just want to make sure everybody understands. We have GCI is gross commission income. So when you close and the house was sold for $300,000 and you're supposed to get 3%, 3% times 300,000 is 9,000. That's the gross. Okay, that's the starting point. Well, in our office we have a cap. This is a big differentiator. I think we've got a little competition now, but it used to be we were the only brokerage in town that capped how much you split with your broker. And actually throughout the country, it's set at different levels, and we're one of the lowest. So initially the split is 70-30, 70% going to you, 30% going to the office to be applied towards the cap of $15,000 per agent fiscal year. So if Tasha joined in December, January 1 would be the beginning of her year, so the office will track her, and then her cap would start over. So it is an annual thing, an annual level you gotta meet, but still, my best year in the business, and my anniversary was April 1. I happen to have 4 closings in May, which, you know, having your anniversary in the spring is awfully nice, because that's typically when agents have lots of closings. And I was able to cap in just 2 months into my year. Woo-hoo. Wow. So now, if I had joined in like November and my anniversary was December 1, that probably wouldn't have happened. So I was fortunate about the timing, but so our objective is to cap, because then after that you keep 100%. Now, so there's the office $15,000, and that's what pays to keep the office going. We all pay a royalty to KWRI, Keller Williams Realty International. That the total is $3,000, but it's calculated as, you know, we're doing 30% to the office, and then there's an additional 36. I tell agents, just think of it at the beginning as 64-36, because, you know, I know 70-30 rolls off the tongue, but then agents are so, what's that extra money for? Well, it's that royalty. So you're paying down both the $15,000 and the $3,000 simultaneously, and typically you cap in the same transaction. Then after that, 100%. It is a beautiful thing. Now, FMLS, your Georgia MLS membership, which is something less than $25 a month, comes out of your $108 monthly office bill. Part of that is your Georgia. That's the way they pay for themselves. But FMLS pays for itself through closed transactions. Whether you have a $100,000 closing or $1 million closing, you're going to have to pay 0.0012 times the sales price to FMLS. I mean, the office deducts it from your commission and remits it to FMLS on your behalf.
Crazy.
I know. And it's like, it seems very, Well, it's kind of like a penalty tax the more successful you are. But anyway, those are the rules, and we play by the rules. And so, out of the 9,000, effectively 36%, 30 and 6 are going to go, and then the FMLS fee, and so what you take home is your net. Okay.
Just a comment real quick. So I came
Lay it on me.
I came from Berkshire Hathaway, and last year, I only had a partial full year because I quit Coke in April. I paid $10,000 more to Berkshire than I'll be paying to Keller Williams. So this is a huge thing that they cap. I mean, it's like you're new and you don't really know, because I didn't really know, and I signed up, I got my license, and that's a lot of money that could be in my pocket that's instead with them. So
I did not pay her.
I was with them in Houston.
You were with Berkshire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was Prudential, then it changed to
Yeah.
Better Homes, and then it changed to Berkshire. Just
And yes, and so to that point, the real estate industry does change. Currently, there are interrupters, investment, venture capital money that looking for a way to make a return on their investment, and so they're investing in technology in the real estate space, kind of under the belief that humans are going to make a $300,000 purchase online, sight unseen, and so that they can do this without real estate agents. Don't you believe it? I mean, they can try. It's just counterintuitive that people, now investors, yes, because it's a commodity. They're just looking at the numbers anyway. They don't care what it looks like because they're going to rehab it and flip it. But owner-occupants, they want to see it, and they want to see who they're doing business with. And this is not their area of expertise, so they're looking for somebody that knows more than them and will guide them and listen to them and help them with their anxieties about the process. So there's a place for you. There will always be a place for you. So we're wanting to launch you and build your credibility, build your brand awareness, and have you be Brandon mentioned top 3. I want you to be the #1 real estate agent that everybody you know would send people to. And and guess what? That doesn't cost any money. No marketing budget, no advertising budget. The word of mouth and the referrals. So that's what we're gunning for. So on the big why, I'd love to have 3 people that already have a clear vision of what their big why is to share, so we'll be inspired. And don't say your dog, that's not going to be inspiring. Although I have Pepper, who's a Havanese. Let me see dog owners. Okay, yeah, we work on y'all. We're just working.
I had a baby, but somebody stole him, so I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, never mind.
No, I'm kidding. He was a big baby though, but somebody did take him. So,
that's
and I'm not getting another one.
Horrible. Horrible. Y'all can get seconds and I'm going to get a piece. Come on, somebody be, okay, Janet Dickinson.
Yeah, I've been working on my vision board, New Year's Day resolution, to sit down and put some stuff on there. So, for me, my why would be, I want to be able to travel to visit my children. They both live far away, like I said. So, as girls, we like to take girls' trips together. And the last time I took them on a trip, we went to Taiwan, where I grew up as a child. And that was super fun. I've never watched so much in my whole life. For 2 weeks, I took them over there. But so I'm remarried, and I find it, even though his money is my money, I still need my own money for things that I want to do, like that. I want to be able to say, I need to take my children on a trip to Greece. We're doing a girls' trip, and I don't want to have to ask my husband or, just, you know, not to get into.
Well, and
really
since you're
opinion.
now a blended family.
Yes, you know,
Right.
it is like, there are certain things that, like, things that I want to do with my kids that don't involve him. And so.
Absolutely.
I also make jewelry and I need money for my jewelry business.
Supplies!
I need supplies, more tools. And I'd like to go to the Tucson Gem Show next year. That's a big.
As in GEM.
GEM.
Not the
yes.
GYM.
Well, I have to tell you, I was telling my daughter today when I was coming up here, I was talking to her, she's in India, and I said, I'm going to this Ignite class, and she's like, oh, and I said, yeah, and I need CE, and she's like, why do you need CE for jewelry? She thought I was going to Ignite like a torch class. I thought that was priceless. But so that's one, I'd like to take them to Greece. I would like to go to India to visit my daughter. And so there's all those things cost money. I would also like to pay off my older daughter's college loans. That she
Student
has,
debt.
that my ex-husband told her she wouldn't have if I stayed with him. So it really isn't my fault. But she has about $100,000 in student loans that she's paying off. And so I'd like to be able to pay that off. That would feel really great.
You
Those
have
are
got
some
some
huge
great,
wise.
specific, measurable, yes. Okay, Tasha, did you have your?
Oh, yeah, I said I would go for it. She went, but I go. So I guess my number 2 wise is my children. I have a 9-year-old son, Carter. He's a basketball phenom. We travel a lot with AAU basketball.
Oh, boy.
So, of course, that's really, really expensive. And my daughter is a freshman at UGA, so she wants to be a neurologist. So I want to be able to afford her the opportunity to finish her degree and pay off my own student loans.
Right.
I have a PhD and have a lot of student loans. So big wise, lots of money, but I'm really ready. Really, really ready. And I'm excited for my kids, so my wise.
Okay, does anybody else wanna? And that's fine, that's perfect.
I'll
Yes.
say one of mine that just popped up, just thinking about it here, but I am the only person in my family who ever really graduated from high school and then went to college and graduated. So, you know, I did those things, but I've always had to work 3 or more jobs at a time to make things happen
make
for
it
me
work.
and for my family. So my why is to not have to do that anymore and kind of live like Brandon does. Is his name Brandon? I want to be like Brandon. So I want to be able to just have fun with what I'm doing, do it when I want to, how much I want to, you know, that kind of thing. So that's one of my whys.
That's awesome, Naomi.
And then I can pay for my children's schooling too. They're both at the Aviation Institute, so yeah.
I have a nephew, and he's got his instructor's license, but
Okay, cool.
it'll be a while before he can be hired by,
Yeah,
you know.
mine are doing mechanics, but still it's fun.
But it still takes time.
Oh yeah.
Hours.
Yes, I have.
Lay it on me.
I have a couple of them. So I have twin daughters. I'd like to leave a legacy for them. I want to own. My goal is to own 100 rentals, and have them completely paid off. And so my girls can take that over. And yeah. And,
50 each. That's
Bigger
great.
wise.
Now, to this point, I'll get to it when you're finished.
Okay. And then, secondly, I'm waiting tables right now, and it takes away from my family. And my favorite job in the world is to be a dad, and so I would prefer to be at home every night, eating dinner with them, helping homework, and doing that kind of stuff. So, I want to create, stronger relationships with my wife and my kids. So,
I'm rooting for you.
How old are your daughters?
12
Oh,
twins. So,
that's a good.
oh, and they play hockey, so we do a lot of traveling with hockey, and
It's a lot.
one of them's on a select team, and we got to go all over the southeast. I mean, we've been to Tampa, we've been to Charlotte, Birmingham, Huntsville,
Yeah.
Nashville. So I mean,
It's a lot of traveling,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
It is.
And just the flexibility to be able to live the life that you want and
Yep.
be able to do it with your kids. That's,
I mean,
yeah.
20 hours a week making $300,000 a year sounds
Right.
great.
Right.
It can be done.
Yeah.
Not your first year,
Right.
probably not your second year. So this is
No, I'm
the
gonna-
time to
I'm gonna
buckle
do that my
down.
first year.
Right. So what?
I'm gonna do that my first year.
Okay.
Well, I'm on my way.
He needs the remember he needs the accountability, so don't take it from him.
Okay.
Don't do it.
No, I've already got it with Terry. So
Okay.
I wanted to reiterate, let's see, none of y'all were with me. Okay, I just went over this with a group of agents on Friday. Keller Williams, there's a possibility of 3 income streams.
I don't think I was there.
Yes, you are, Tasha.
Mhm.
Thank you. And you can take advantage of these right from the get-go. One, obvious, commissions off sales you do. Then there's referral fees. Brad states every year he thinks every agent in this office should earn $10,000 a year off from referral fees. How do you do that? You have a cousin in Kankakee, Illinois, who's moving to Chicago or Milwaukee or something. Because we're all connected, and I'm gonna call it Keller World, you can find a Keller Williams agent where they're going, interview them on the phone. I mean, it's a couple of phone calls, and then hook them up, and then we have yes, there's paperwork for that, and you can get 25% off of whatever that agent is going to make in commission when they buy that house. If you know somebody and they have to sell and then buy, and this is just somebody you know outside of Atlanta, you can get that 25% on both transactions. So keeping in touch and making sure that your peeps all over the place, all over the world, know that you're a Keller Williams agent. You know, sometimes we have new agents that move here and they really don't know anybody in Atlanta. I said, well, then we're going to work with what you got, and we're going to work your folks in other towns. So then you can also be the recipient of referrals. This, and we'll get into this a little more, but anyway, referral income, an agent from your hometown might refer somebody to you, and yes, you'll have to give up 25% to that person. You just keep it going, you know, it's a beautiful thing, and so 10,000 from, you can figure that. Okay, so that's referral income, and that can start today. You don't have to be in the business any length to get started there. And then the third is profit share. If you recruit somebody or invite somebody to meet with any Keller Williams team leader, so it could be Brad here or me, or it could be in a city where they live. It doesn't have to be ours. And they decide to join that market center. As soon as they become productive and have a closing the following month, KWRI will direct deposit into your account. I can't tell you what the algorithm is, but I know where to find it. Certain amount of money that that market share has to be profitable, so it has to be a profit pot. Has to be a profit pot at the end of the month for the market center. Market center has to be profitable. We have always been profitable, KWAP. Then approximately 48% of that is set aside for profit share distribution. The rest of it is divided among the ownership group, because there's 8, 10, 12 people that put in money in their owners, some more or less, you know, we have majority and minority, just like any business. So in the profit share, that the algorithm works where someone at your first level recruit, you would get so much, and it's, you know, a lessening amount as you go down. But it's not coming out of that agent's commission. It's coming out of their market shares profit. But it's the beautiful thing about Gary's system is once you've been with KW for 3 years, you're vested, which means even after 3 years, if you decide to go to another company, perish the thought. Get out of real estate altogether, your profit share keeps coming to you, no matter what. There is a $25 a year administrative fee to stay in it. When you die, it can be passed on to your heirs. It is pretty daggone hard to beat. And so it's not a pyramid scheme. It's not about just getting 20 people to join the office. That doesn't do anybody any good. They've got to produce, because it's not until they have closings. So then when they join, it behooves you to help them. Help them, you know? So it's ultimately, we're all helping each other succeed and stay legal. Okay? So 3 income streams. Now, I want to talk about number of transactions, back to the goals. If you would flip to page.
I got 2. You said referral income and profit sharing. What was the third one?
Commissions, just sales.
Stacy, I have a question too. I'm licensed, can I ask, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm licensed in Texas, and I talked to Trek about 3 weeks ago, and they tell me my license is inactive because I'm not with the broker now. And they tell me in order for me to do referrals in Texas that I have to be active. That's crazy.
I know.
Really?
But it is, yes.
I thought maybe I was
Tara
talking to
and Gary
somebody.
Gaines, who live in Alabama, but they do business in Alabama and Georgia, they belong to a Keller Market Center in Birmingham and Atlanta. Yes, so it costs money to make money in that.
Right.
Yes, it
Yes,
is
it
true.
does. Yeah.
It is true.
Okay, I've got a friend in Half Moon Bay who wants to sell her house. So does that mean that I have to be licensed in California in order to get a referral fee?
No. You don't have to be licensed. You just have to be a licensed agent somewhere to get a referral fee.
Well, Trek was telling me that I had to be active with the broker in order to get a referral fee in Texas.
No, if you're here in Georgia and you have somebody that wants to buy in Texas, and you're going to refer them to somebody else,
right?
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about.
Well, that's what I
Right.
thought.
No,
That's what I
it
thought.
doesn't prohibit you from
Yeah.
getting referral
Otherwise, you
fees
have
from
to be
anywhere.
Licensed in every state.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, page 26, if you would. This is just a little exercise. Of course, I need a marker. All right, we're going to use hypotheticals so nobody is put on the spot. But we're going to think big. So, I'm going to say, this is a system for figuring out how many transactions you need to have. So just track with me. Okay. The annual net GCI goal, so that's after you've capped major FMLS fees. So let's think big and say we want to make $150,000. Okay. Now, mind you, that is before taxes and other business expenses. Mind you, we can write off a heck of a lot. So, our market center cap is a total of 18, right? 15 plus 3. Mommy. Sometimes I call myself mommy. Sorry, I'm used to it. I have 2 sons, Preston and Garrett. They are 30 and 28. They are the best sons God ever made. I love them down to their toenails. So, yes, I still refer to myself as mommy. So, it happens. Okay, so I'm adding what I want to end up with and my cap. So this needs to be my GCI. Roughly. Okay. Now.
You say roughly because there's also FMLS fees?
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly. This is not precise because you have to have all your expenses, and at this stage in your career, you don't know what those are. So, average sales price. Now, in this particular market center, it's something like $335,000. Now, do all first-year students start in at that? not usually. It can really vary. So I'm just gonna pick 250,000 as an average sales price. Not too big, not too small. So for D, I'm gonna put 250,000. Oh, 250,000 times 3% is, yes, I'm a long hand. So $7,500. So you just take 168,000 divided by 7,500, and somebody tell me what it is. Please do it on your phone.
I'm sorry, what?
168,000 divided by 7,500. Meaning average
22.4.
commission. Sorry?
22.4.
All right. So we'll just say 22. So in a year, if you did 22 closed transactions, averaging 250,000. 250,000. Okay, that's fewer than 2 closings per month. That does not sound daunting. It's more daunting than you think. In that, because I've tried it. Once you're rolling, it's not daunting. But at the beginning, because statistically speaking, if you called somebody today and they said, yeah, I'm thinking about buying, in the next few months, it could be 90 days before you close on whatever it is that they want to do. That's 3 of your 12 months. So that's why you make hay in the spring. You really hustle now to get, because this is the time people are thinking, and trying to get as many closings through June 30th. Because remember, you could go under contract in May and you may not close till sometime in June. Hustle, because you may not be able to sustain, especially your first year, 2 in October, 2 in November, 2 in December. So do not kid yourself that it is a straight line of production. Do not kid yourself, okay? We all of us bust it in the winter leading to spring, the first half of the year. And typically, maybe you might do 2/3 of your closings in the first half and 1/3. Now, it does not have to be. And people do buy homes. They're like 5,000 plus closings every month of the year in Atlanta. So there are people buying homes. But now, maybe this is what you want to make in your 3rd year. So we're talking ramp up. But so what I would like for you, in addition to figuring out your big why, and I want you to tell me on Wednesday, when I say one-on-one, individually, I want you to tell me what your big why is, and I want you to tell me what your number of transactions is. So this is, you're gonna pick this number, what it is, your net GCI. This is a given. This is just adding them. And if you have a real sense, based on your track record, no, I'm going to be at 200,000. Oh, no, I'm going to be at 300,000. No, I'm going to be at 500,000. Knock yourself out. Come up with what your average commission is, and then take your gross divided by that to give me this number. So I want you to tell me on Wednesday. Is that fair? Groovy. All right, taking this back to here. All right, now we're gonna do something that puts fear in the hearts of some. We're gonna call, I'm gonna give you 15 minutes. I want you to call, the goal is that you actually talk to 3 people, no more than 3. it can happen that you just leave a message, leave a message, leave a message. I would start off with friendly people. You can call your mother, it's okay, or your spouse. What you want to tell them that you're in real estate. So obviously, if you've already had this conversation, pick other people, and you want to share your mobile app. Now, who doesn't know how to share your mobile app? Open your mobile app, and right there on the landing page, so to speak, is one of the squares there says share app. So tap that, and then you'll see you choose, okay, am I going to share it by text, email, whatever. And then most people do it by text, and then you send it to somebody. So for 15 minutes, we're going to call warm, friendly people. And, you know, if this really freaks you out, just make it a game for yourself, okay? I'm just going to call 3 college friends, or, you know, and I'm going to say, hey, I'm in a class, they're making me do this. I wanted to let you know I've got my license, I'm with Keller Williams, I'm excited, and I've got this cool mobile property search app is the full name, and you can, it's GPS based, and wherever you are in the country, if something is a listed property, you can look at the pictures, find out the price, leave it at that. Don't, you know, we don't have to get too hot and heavy. Now, optimally, you might say, who do you know, not do you know, but who do you know that's made a New Year's resolution to buy a house or sell a house or, you know, this year? And, you know, if they say nobody, that's fine. Whatever they answer is fine. I want to get you in the practice of asking the question because it's uncomfortable and we have to practice. So it's who do you know? And you can even say this year. Who do you know that's thinking about buying or selling real estate this year? Keep it simple, make it, you know, comfortable. You may get a referral. You may have a live client by tomorrow. So, and that means money. Okay? We would not reject that, would we? We would not say no to that.
No, we're not saying no.
Okay. Can everybody come up with at least 3? And we're gonna, nobody's listening to each other, nobody's judging. It's this painful, okay, I gotta put my toe in the freezing Lake Michigan. Okay, so let's get our phones and call. I promise you, no more than 15 minutes. And I'd rather you stay here because it's just the pain, you know, I know. It's not everybody's favorite thing. Nobody is going to judge you or what you sound like. We are in this together. Yes,
Can I
ma'am.
go to Allison and fix my, to attach
No.
it to my, no, she can't fix it. How am I send it to people? They're not,
Oh.
Yeah, I gotta just know who I am.
Okay, then
she said see
we
her
do
after
need to
class,
do this.
but-
Right, we do need to do
Okay.
this, so you're going to have to think of something else to say. I really don't want you to.
I'll send it later. It's okay. I'll tell them I'll send it to them in a moment.
There you go.
Okay.
Good thinking. Good thinking. All right. So I'm
I
gonna.
have a question on the mobile app. Does it work all over the country?
Yes,
So-
it does.
Okay.
And all of North America.
Okay. So I can say I just want to share my app with you, even if they're in Charleston, South Carolina, or
Absolutely.
Charlotte, or
Absolutely. Because it's just GPS based wherever you are, even when you're traveling, and you know you see something like, oh, I wonder how much that is. You can look it up.
Ugh, the nerves.
You say what?
So I got little jitters.
You can do this, Kirsten. I know it's uncomfortable, but that's why I'm. Hey, can you do this? All right, I'm going in the back.
So right now.
We going? 1, 2, 3. This is even harder.
Hey,
Omar, this is Kirsten. I just wanted to tell you Happy New Year. Just want to let you know that I am licensed with Keller Williams, and I would love to share my mobile app with you. So I'll send you a text
Hey,
message when I
it's
get
Janet.
it.
I'm calling you back from the other day. Happy New
Year.
Year. I'm actually taking a class at Keller Williams, and I have a phone app that I want to share with you so that you can, if you're driving around anywhere, Charlotte or Charleston or Chicago, and you want to know the price of a house, you can just use the app on your phone. So anyway, just wanted to tell you that I'm going to send it to you by text.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Get a chance, call me back. I'll be free this
Hey,
afternoon.
Melissa.
Yes,
It's
can you hear me?
Long time no talk. Happy New Year.
Hi, Helen.
Hope you're
Hello.
doing well.
Dr. Latasha
So,
King.
giving you a call. I'm in
How are
class
you?
right now.
Happy New Year.
I
Hello.
recently joined the Keller Williams. I recommend you on real estate.
Post. I hope all
Hey,
is
my
well.
friend, how are you?
As you know, I
One
am
contact with you and two,
I'm
you know,
trying to
just
reach you a
share
couple
with you.
of
So now you're
times.
gonna be
Check your text
budgeting
message, give me a call
Atlanta,
back
that's
whenever you
looking
get
at
this.
fire
Oh,
signs
you out of the
so
country. Gotcha. Did you have a good time?
chat with you and
Good.
help your
Well, listen, I talked to
I
Dr.
got
Shaw. I don't know
your
if he
text
mentioned it to
message.
you,
I'll follow up
but
with
I
something.
have licensed as a realtor in Georgia now. So we were discussing. Yes, I did.
I want to share
Thank
an app with
you.
you. I have
Thank
a real
you.
estate with Keller
Yeah, so I was
Williams
reaching.
nationwide, so I'm going to send you a text with that, and I'd love to catch up
Is
with
that
you
right?
soon. Okay,
cool.
You have my number, and I'll talk to you
Well,
soon.
you know what? I don't yet. But what I'm calling for is, well, I want to send you my mobile app because I'm actually with Keller Williams now. So I want to send you the app, and what you can do is you can go on it and look anywhere in the city, the state, the country, and find properties that you might be interested in. But I actually wanted to try to meet with you and Dr. Shaw as well to see. I want to get an idea of exactly what you guys are looking for, so that I can try to narrow down some searches for you.
Let me know when you check out these things.
I'm in class.
Okay, yeah. So, do you have a specific area that you want to look at?
Hey Mike, this is Janet.
Okay, where is that at?
Just giving you a call because I want to share my mobile app with you. It's a really
What?
great app that you can put on your phone, and every time you're driving through property, no matter how much it is, you can.
Okay.
We have to do this
And
exercise,
so,
we have to call
you said any multi-families, or are you looking
Yeah.
for, like 4+ units, or duplexes?
So I was going to go ahead and shoot that over to you in case you know somebody that wants to buy or sell this year.
Tasha, how are you?
Okay.
Because I know we're finding the
I'm
people
a
where
worker.
they have there and we work together.
Let me ask you this.
Good. Happy New Year to you. Yes, and Merry Christmas to you and all of that too. I am great. I wanted to share with you my
Anybody who's interested, I'm not
So, and you're interested in any area, it's a great thing to use.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you my
So,
app.
I told you
You'll be
that
able to take a look, or you'll be able to take a look at it, whatever.
All right, well, I'm gonna
Try
go
not
ahead and
to
start
go.
looking for
And
some
then,
things for you
you know,
guys.
to go from there. Are you looking to purchase
I was
it?
looking up.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll
Okay,
let
no
me charge
problem.
it
You
over
have
the
a good day,
phone,
Doc.
and I can send you a check.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. When do you think? When you say months away, when do you
Well, what do you
think?
think?
You wanna move?
Right, Tam?
Hey, wanted to share my mobile app with you.
Okay, okay, well, you know, keep me in mind whenever you are ready, and then if you
Well,
know of anyone who is
well,
ready or
I'll
looking for
check it out.
just,
I know the largest one's
you know, send them my way, please, ma'am.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, I'll
Give me
send
a
you
call
the
soon.
app now.
May
All right,
around there,
thank
and
you.
then you want to move like in June or July.
Tripping everybody else that's up there.
Yeah, 77040, got it.
Perfect.
Okay, honey. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna send you this app, okay? And, you know, you can go on there and check the comps in your area. and see
Hey
what's going
Sarah,
on.
it's your mother. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm actually in class,
See you later.
and we're spending this 15 minutes
Okay,
calling.
I love it.
friends
Okay,
to
cool.
share
Well, I'm
my
gonna
mobile
send
app.
you
3
this
days a
app,
week.
and I will
Okay.
make a little note for myself to reach
I
out to
know
you in
that
May and see.
Mike is not looking
some
for
stuff.
this property.
They are nice.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's get our
What's up,
day.
Jay Lloyd? How are you?
Talk to you soon.
So currently sitting in
It's a
the
lot better
class.
than the Zillow.
Good. Happy New Year.
I know
If
Los
he
Angeles, but I was
needs,
very fast. I've actually
for property
over
there,
and
I have to refer him to an
emails
agent,
and
like Keller Williams.
And I wanted
out
to
in
share
LA.
out
Working,
so,
huh?
Sending that to you now by text and.
I don't know if
Like,
you can't wait to see
I hear
your
you.
family, if you're guys are looking out.
Hey,
I love you. I'll talk to you
nothing,
later.
I'm actually
You're
in
so
a
if you know anyone
class,
looking by yourself.
and I thought
But I
about
wanted
you.
to share
We
this
are
app with
sharing
you.
our
But maybe we can
app,
get together
our
in the
Keller
near
Williams
future.
app,
Just give me a call.
and just trying to get some feedback on it.
I'll
And
talk
I'd
to you
love to
soon.
share it with you
Bye-bye.
via text and have you just check it out and give me your thoughts on it. So that's what's going on. That's the reason for the call. But I'd also like to get out and play golf with you very soon.
Okay, 5 more
what are your
minutes.
thoughts? Okay.
I'm good. How are you, Dana? Well, I am jumping the gun on that
Yeah.
one. So did you have a chance to look at your calendar?
Yeah, I'm off this Saturday, so if things work out where you go play, let me know. I may join you. All right. I'm not gonna play in the rain, Jake.
I haven't heard from you in a while. I haven't talked to you in a while.
I would love to see one of
You're
your
just dying to
properties, or
get out of the
something
house,
that
huh?
you show me. Yeah. So, what property would you want me to?
I got you.
Hey Sherry, it's Janet Dickinson. Happy New Year. I'm
Um,
calling for 2 reasons.
How about
One
your
is
dogs,
I want
man?
to schedule the
Handling
calendar
business.
where you and I are going to go have lunch.
I love it.
They look
What's that
good.
address?
They didn't play baseball.
Perfect.
That I joined last year. And I'm in class.
Yeah.
Share my work.
Those guys are gonna be the guy they play my tennis.
You're from here. You wouldn't mind if I shared it after.
I expect that score to be
It is actually a really cool
45.
house. Driving by a property, you might how much it's deep in the house is listed for you. Just
Okay.
look at it on your.
Perfect. So I'll see you there 10 on Thursday. I'll look for the address.
It also works
internationally.
internationally.
And then I also have a Keller Williams app that I'll text you just with, anytime you're looking.
Just want to share that with you.
Nice out to you. So, I'll send that to you.
Okay, great. Free time. I'll see you. Talk to you later. Bye.
See you Thursday. Okay.
Start
All
running
right.
down the field.
But yeah, we'll talk soon. But I just wanted to reach out and
He's the
share
best
this
quarterback in
app
the
with
nation, in
you.
my opinion.
All right, take care, Kinky. Bye.
Yeah, I do. At the college level, I mean, it doesn't mean that he'll be, the best.
Hey Janine, this is Latasha King. Happy New Year. I hope that all is well with you on your end. I see that
I
you've
went
been
to-
doing a
I went
lot
down
of
to Woods.
traveling with her, so
He's-
hopefully
he's a
all is
badass.
going good. As you know, I'm sure you
He's
saw
gritty.
that I am
I mean,
now with Keller
he's the
Williams,
quarterback. No
and
question.
I wanted to share my new app with you and also catch up with you and see how things have been going. So give me a call back whenever you get a chance. 678
Anyhow.
522
What's up?
7185.
So what? Yeah, I am. I actually took a buyer out yesterday around Canton.
Hey Tracy, it's Janet. How are you?
Yeah,
Hey.
so I went and made him an offer with my
Oh.
business, my house buying business.
Oh, well, good. I'm so glad. Well,
He
I'm
wants to get
actually
out of
sitting
his
in
house.
class
He
and they're
doesn't
like,
want to accept my
you need to
offer,
call
but
people
it'll
and
get
share
him
your
into
mobile. And I'm
another
like,
house,
oh no.
so-
So.
So why don't I show you around, see if we can
So I
find a
thought,
house to
who do I
buy?
know that's actually
It's
friendly?
qualified.
I know so few
And I'll
people
buy
in
your
Atlanta,
house.
and I wanted to see if I could
Deal with
just
it. I can't
send my mobile
keep
app to you.
mortgages
It's actually
out.
really cool. It's better than that Zillow app that most people use to look at properties. So if you're driving by a house and you want to
That's
have a
what's
bid,
up.
you can use the app, and it also works all over the country. So if you know
Anyhow,
somebody in
well,
another
hey,
area,
let me get back to it. I'm
send
gonna shoot you that app
to
over.
them too if they're
Let me know your
looking.
thoughts.
You know.
You check it out.
No, it's
Thanks,
just
brother.
it's just branded with my
Right.
name, but it's part of it's a Keller Williams product. It's awesome. They have. I did. Yeah, Mike and I bought a really great house, like an old kind of mid-century modern ranch, over by Downwood Country Club.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I just wanted to send you.
Oh my gosh, that's my old Sunderground. You know, I thought it looked familiar. Didn't I kind of come to your house way back in the day? Where's your mom now? You're kidding me. Oh, that's so funny. Well, next time you're over here, well, I'm really close to that, as you know. I work at an Orange Theory in Dunwoody, right there at Jet Ferry and Mount Vernon. You know that? Yeah,
A minute and a
that's my
half
stomping
left.
ground now. Come on, yeah. Yeah, well, cool. Well, that's where I am, and I work for the Keller Williams office in Dunwoody, so right there at the perimeter.
As you can see, not everybody's calling. But they had
Yes.
You should have heard it
Something because I
one time
remember
they were all
seeing, I
talking
remember
at
thinking,
once.
Chambly, Dunwoody, Chambly, that's like, you know, I remember that, coming to your house back in the day.
Thinking and it's, and I told them what to say, kind of who to
Yeah,
call.
well, you got my phone number, so call me and let me know, and I'm gonna send you this mobile app so you can check it
But
out.
the thing
share
is,
it with your friends.
They're not.
Thank you, and we need
nobody's
to,
listening
we
to
need to get
anybody else.
together and have lunch, so give me some
On a
advance
different
notice when you're
note,
coming
could you
up. Okay, love you,
come show me how to
bye.
save something?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
I can do it at the end.
Okay.
I get sucked into that sort of thing all the time, and
No, you do.
it's not fair to the rest of the peeps. This is the cutest.
Oh,
Look at that.
Thank you. A new app I have at Keller Williams that works nationwide. When I'm houses, it's just fun to use. I hope it works well. Talk to you soon.
All right, we're gonna watch something, but there are two ladies that you better know, and you better be nice to. Because if you want to get paid,
Yes.
these are the ladies.
We want to be nice.
Ellie Locklear is the MCA, which stands for Market Center Administrator. Every office has a team leader and market administrator, and then depending on size, you might have more staff. And then Lauren Lindsay is the assistant MCA. They cover for each other, but they also do different things. So Lauren, what do you handle that, like if they have go under contract and they have earnest money to turn in?
That's me.
Right, and so what do you do?
I track the earnest money, make sure it gets in on time, deposit the earnest money, and then if there's a termination, I'll cut you a check back. Otherwise, we'll just go to closing, and then we'll cut the earnest money check after you close. And then it's just, earnest money is so important, it has to be very timely, so I just help all the agents keep track of their earnest money.
Right. It is the number one reason to get in trouble with GREC is not turning in and processing earnest money according to what you commit to on the contract. So we're going to get way more into this, but it's like huge. You may think we're overly obsessed with it, but it is. It's just a very large deal. So then Ellie, more on the back end, when you have a closing.
Yes, closings are my main focus, getting you guys paid on time and as quickly as possible. But look, both Lauren and I can both do this, so if I'm ever out, she's here. But if you guys turn in a check, we have a Dropbox in the workroom, the computer room. There's actually an earnest money Dropbox directly below the closings Dropbox.
And we're going to take a little field trip, not today, and go over all these things.
So 2 separate boxes, one for earnest money, one for closings. If you turn your closings in the morning, I'll usually get it, and then I can process it same day. If you ever need it in a pinch, just bring it right to me. That's totally fine. Otherwise, like coming overnight, leave it at the Dropbox, because again, our office is 24/7, weekends and nights. But if you ever need it quickly, just bring it right to us, or we even do what's called a pay at close request. I'll let you explain that maybe later.
We'll get into that later.
But we've
right.
got some options to get you paid quickly, so that's our priority.
Right. So if it's a morning closing, very often they can process it and direct deposit or whatever they're doing same day. If it's an afternoon, don't expect it until the next day. And if it's Friday, don't expect it until Monday.
Right.
Right?
For the most part.
Friday afternoon.
If you know you've got one coming up and it's, you really need to get that in, then we're always accommodating, so just let us know.
Right. So that's why you're really going to become BFFs with these ladies, because it's about your money and things change. You may be going along for a few months and okay, like I had mine when I was an agent to just direct deposit. But there were a couple of times when I was tight, especially around the holidays, and I needed to get it processed sooner.
And they live to serve you guys, and help you. You just got to do your contract paperwork. They'll give you your money, essentially. And then Ellie also generates the monthly office bills. So if you change credit cards or something in your payment, she's who you need to. Now, can people let Lauren know?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you get a new and she's on the phone or something, you can give it to Lauren. So I just encourage you to be responsible about that. And for their Ignite fees, I will wanting to be giving her the paperwork probably till tomorrow for those. So
Okay, yeah. Sounds good.
awesome. So Ellie and Lauren and
meet you guys.
Ellie
Welcome.
is engaged, getting married next
Congratulations.
August. Woo, woo, woo.
Congratulations.
And Lauren is married and has a son and daughter twins. Yes. So Tom has twin daughters who are 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And I mean, I'm thinking, just almost into puberty.
No, they
Don't tell him, don't tell him.
full-fledged, honey.
Oh, already?
Yeah, 2 years old, can you believe it?
Oh, Lordy B. Okay. Awesome.
Welcome, everybody.
Yes. Woo-hoo. Would you send Rebecca, please?
Sure.
Okay. We're just going to rotate them in and out because, let me tell you, we are your lifeline. So, and I want you to really know, a lot of us can do multiple things. So, like, I'm not the only person you can come to ask questions of. So that's what I'm trying to get through, what Allison's, breadth of knowledge, Felicia's stuff. So as they just pop in, we'll cover that sort of thing. Okay. Want to share, so here's the mykw.kw.com landing page, me, we're transitioning from this to Command, but we're not all there yet, so we still have to go here for things. What I wanted to show you.
So Command will take all this and put it into Command, is that accurate?
That is my impression.
Okay.
I have not heard those words said.
Okay.
That is my impression. And my hope, my sincere hope. All right, I wanted to show you how.
I have a quick question about the app. Maybe it'll be handled some other way, but the agent information in here, like the email address and the website, are not right. So where would I go to change those?
You, let's go, I clicked on the word profile, and it should be directly from your white pages. So, check there, and because initially, when Allison sets them up, she has to put her own email address in there to do some hijinks, whatever. If you should be able to change it in your white pages. If that doesn't work, Allison.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, so what I want to show you here is, let's say, I don't know, you've got most everything you need for Ignite, but there are a few additional tools. I'm going to go to Education, which is going to take me to KW Connect. So up in the black band, I'm going to click on Education. And then scroll down here, and here's a whole square for Ignite. You just click anywhere in the square. So Education, then Ignite. And it looks like you have nothing. Drives me nuts the way this presents on the page. So scroll down and click on Student Resources. So you already have in your book these power sessions, but at the bottom, there'll be, in some of the sessions, they'll say, oh, in like an admission, download the buyer presentation or download the pre-listing presentation. This is where you're going to come, and when, I'm not going to do it, but when you click on it, it downloads the file, and it has letters and numbers. It's not really well labeled. And then you'll have to either, print it, or if you're doing it on your own computer, you could just, I would say don't print it, I just have it on your computer. That's why you want to bring your laptops, especially on the
working with buyers and working with sellers days, because you're gonna go over that sort of thing. One other tool I wanted to point out was this thing called the Ignite Toolkit. And this I am gonna show you. Now,
Where's this? I'm sorry, Stace. So I'm on my page, but how do I get to where you just were? Oh, additional resources.
you see that? Ignite Toolkit?
And that's under technology?
No.
Education. Tom's gonna need a keeper here.
Yeah, I do.
No, education.
I've already clicked on it and nothing's happening.
I think you need to just go up a little. Yeah, there you go. Okay, scroll down a bit. Wait a minute, whoa, went too fast. The, back down. There, anywhere in this box, click. And then scroll down to click on Student Resources. Okay, and then to the bottom of the power session.
Sorry, thank you.
No, Ignite Toolkit. Okay, so did it download? Well, oh, yeah, here we go. All right, let's see if I did it. Oh, it didn't. Lordy be. So the only thing I wanted to, oh, here it is. The only thing I wanted to point out is there are a few valuable pages in here, and I'd say it's 1/3 useful, 2/3 not really necessary. So I don't advocate printing the whole darn thing, and it's like 60 pages long. But what I do want you to do is download it on your laptop and actually have it on your desktop. And you can, sometimes there are really cool, let's see, like a buyer consultation questionnaire. Okay, I'm gonna go to page 39.
It's not K, does you clicker? The one that's 5G. Oh, 5G. And it's 10 B's correct. Lowercase 2, 7.
Some questions to ask. I mean, my point is that there are some useful checklists and pages, but you don't need all of these. So I would save it as a download on your desktop, and then maybe print out the index, so you can see what the contents are. So that's really all I wanted to say about the toolkit. Okay, however.
So this isn't something we'll use in class, this is just reference for after class.
Exactly, outside of class, exactly. And for your whole career, potentially. Okay, now I'm going to the instructor resources because there's one short video we're going to watch. Because it's about
Hi, I'm Jeff Glover, and I'm going to tell you the top 5 things that you need to know about using scripts. Step 1, you're going to need to get your scripts from a top agent in the office, your team leader, a MAPS coach, or of course Keller Williams University. Step 2, we're going to need to do a total transformation of, instead of talking and telling, of asking questions. Selling isn't telling, selling is asking a series of questions that leads to a desired response. So instead of talking so much, we need to get in the habit of asking questions. And asking questions gives us control of the conversation.